Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh no, you
What?
wait, you're transferring?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I've got the wrong livery.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, the valet decided to change my livery, and
Jesus Christ.
that's yeah. Every day, every
All
day.
right.
I must have done something to piss him off because every day he's changing the goddamn car.
How's the day been so far?
It's been okay. I've just clocked on, got on duty, that sort of thing. So,
Um,
how about you? How's things going now? Is it busy?
um, I, it's a mix. Oh, it's so busy.
Yeah, yeah. I can imagine.
I'm gonna ask you something direct. If we have one-on-one conversations, I'm very transparent with things. Are you somebody that
Yeah.
would go and pass that information on to others?
No.
Okay.
Not like if it's something that people need to know in terms of
Yeah.
we're changing something,
Yeah.
then yeah. But like if it's a private conversation between us, no, I don't go around
Okay.
talking to people about private conversations.
The way I generally operate is every conversation is private, unless it's very
Okay.
obviously not.
Yeah.
And mostly because the city likes to stir and for their own self-benefit, you know?
Yeah.
And
No, I get that.
the amount of problems I think the city's facing right now, I have like very little. I just suspended Tilly, for example, for 24 hours.
Really?
Yeah, I told her like Vinny
shit.
called. I'm like, listen, tell her I'm in a meeting and don't stir.
Yeah.
And the first thing she does is say I'm right next to her. So
Oh.
yeah. So yeah, poor
Pride, go
Tilly.
through my PA system, please. I'm trialing a sorry Nino, I'm trialing a new PA system.
No worries.
I have a so Peach is my
Yo,
junior
dude, thank you
PA,
for 17
Congrats on the
months.
W, my dude. Many hell yeah.
So people calling me directly, unless it's yourself, Mr. Mayor, do tend to have to go through the PA system. So.
The reason I bring this up, Vivian, is okay. I'm gonna be extremely transparent, and please do excuse me if it sounds very like shop.
Okay. All right, go for it.
Oh my
Hit me with
God,
it.
this is
What? Are you okay? What's happening?
I had a lot of good meetings this morning. I had one meeting yesterday that went absolutely awful.
Oh.
Yeah, an hour after I became mayor and got my keys and all that, and was told that we got vehicles that and jurisdictions are getting sorted out, and I get presented with DCSO wants to start a highway patrol unit, which wasn't conferred to with Barrick. And they didn't want to fucking write a proposal down so that we could know what it consists of. And it turned into a lot of drama because Barrick is a fucking moron.
Wait, why?
Because he went from, well, first off, this guy had some concerns about Ruby, right? And there were minor concerns, you bring it up to the chief, let him work it out, whatever. This motherfucker goes and tells her that I hate her. Poor fucking Ruby probably thought, God knows how long she thought that, Luckily she brought it up to me.
Shit, okay.
Well, yesterday, this fucking stupid prick, after crying about how BCSO doesn't approach him with things, goes after this meeting, right, which turned into a fucking argument between, what's his name, Declan and the chief of police. I had everyone leave the room. I'm like, listen, this meeting's done.
Really?
Give me a proposal. Barrick, is chiming in like blah, blah, blah. Like, oh my God, they don't do this, they don't do that. And I'm like, listen, I got your fucking back. Like, if they go and just create this unit and start, let me give you the TLDR of this unit. Have you heard about it at all?
No, not really. I know that it's a want, but I haven't heard anything about the unit itself.
So I want to The reason you're gonna see why I'm telling you all these things in a second. By the way, this isn't me just saying I need someone to rant to.
Right.
I was already sort of like annoyed, I guess, that the first concern that's brought to my desk, like late at night, is we need fast cars.
Right.
So I'm like, as if there's not all these other glaring issues and a separate unit altogether. Is they want to be able to stop fast cars on the highway, but it's not a go fast unit according to them.
Right.
But they can attach to every call. So logically speaking, those are going to attach to everything.
Oh.
So I'm kind of like, what the fuck? But whatever. You know, I'm going to listen to the proposal. I hear from Barrick. He's complaining. I have to sort it out with Andy. I tell her, like, you know, I'm open to this idea, but there's more glaring shit I got to figure out, right? Like, the city's in debt minus $10 million a day.
Okay.
He goes to Andy and fucking stirs up some goddamn drama. Viv?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah?
I've been in office for 6 hours.
Oh my god.
So,
Listen, I really hope this is not a sign of things to come, you know?
no. And that's why I might need to move a little bit quicker on our conversation. So,
right, okay.
yeah. So, I'm just going to chill here. I want to see, observe. I'm going to ask some things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Anyways.
Right.
Yeah, TLDR is I might need to move quicker on this chief of police thing because that guy's going to fucking burn your entire department down. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Is that bad?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, the chain of command, right?
Yeah.
6 hours in, you got the chief of police stirring, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. So, what do you want to see? Like, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you're probably gonna want to get a bit of an idea about how I patrol, but I'm guessing that, you know, if I'm gonna have meetings and stuff like that, you want to come along and see what kind of stuff I deal with.
Up to you.
I deal with it.
Yeah, up to you.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm pretty transparent with what I do. So.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Sorry for dumping this all on you, but like, you know, with the pressure on, I want you to start getting at least starting to get the idea in your mind.
Yeah. No, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, then I do have a new state marshal that I have to meet.
Ooh. All right.
And it is actually going to be regarding feedback on PD. So.
Oh shit. Well, perfect meeting, I guess.
Yep. It's someone that I interviewed for the department, and they had to decide between the department and state marshal. Okay, she seems to be busy. We'll meet with her in a bit.
All right. I'll probably have some questions that are gonna pop up like as we go.
Okay.
And but as you answer them, just know that I'm not gonna like hold you to it. You know what I mean? Because I know they're gonna be rather impromptu and probably ones that I'm just kind of thinking through.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries.
Are you worried that when there is, realistically, I think a lot of people are gonna move to BCSO when there's a change. Are you concerned about that?
No. Listen, change does prompt a lot of movement from people. BCSO made it very clear that they wouldn't just, you know, accept people who were just trying to. I fucking hate the fact we've not got stop and go anymore.
Oh, it's getting written up and it'll be submitted tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah, no. So they made it very clear that they didn't want people.
Wow, that looks good. Hold on.
Hey, I'm gonna need you to pull over to the right for me.
For what?
Pull over to the
Hey,
right.
chat, if you're curious, Nino is intentionally trauma dumping
Dispatch 432-1038 northbound Avon
on Vivian.
Parkway, nearest
It's
cop
very
passed away with
intentional.
a sanitation truck occupied.
I am
At
giving
least
her
twice.
like, hey, the world is burning and I want to see.
Requesting 177.
And she's doing really good. Yeah, I'm 1000% testing her. Because I
Northbound
know this is going to
Milton
happen in the
Parkway,
future.
cross Castaway.
Right? Yeah.
All right.
Testing the nerves. Yep.
Hello,
Hey, Momo.
Lieutenant Gray. Was
Hey,
there.
congratulations. I didn't get to
How are you
congratulate you yesterday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
doing?
Yeah, no problem. You deserve it.
Could I see,
I appreciate that.
don't-
It's
Now, don't fuck up.
please?
listen. All right, listen to me very
All right,
carefully.
Thank you.
Do you want to get raided,
Is this your truck?
bitch?
What do you mean raided? I don't have anything illegal on any of my properties.
Don't you fucking lie to me.
No, I have pulled you over, Mr. Thompson.
Nino, why would I lie to you?
Okay.
Because I can hear it in your
Aware
voice.
of the speed limits within the city?
Listen, my storefront is completely legal.
Okay. What's the
Yeah.
Not a single illegal thing in it.
Oh, congratulations. Let's like distract with one of your properties.
in the city?
You fucking probably erp at night in. All right,
Are you aware
I'll
of how
I'll
fast
fucking
you
send
travel?
Richard over there. You know, he's got some
Listen.
authority. All right.
Yeah. So I've caught you in
Nino,
Yeah.
come on. I was out here fucking
No,
getting
no.
votes
I
for you and
appreciate it. No.
shit.
Listen, I know you do sanitation. You should
Yeah.
talk to Chris. He's got some. Let him know that Nino directed
90 miles per hour.
you to him. Just some stuff we're cooking on sanitation.
So-
I mean, I saw yesterday it was 18 on the grinder. The jobs look like a
Yeah,
little bit more.
I had to pull it all back, and Chris has got the TLDR on it.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
give Chris a call.
All right, appreciate you. Hey, thank you.
I got you, brother.
Couldn't have done it without
All
you and all the folks you brought in.
But
Yo, of course, brother.
All
Yeah,
right.
you know, we're trying to make it better out here. Fucking actually try to make shit fair for everybody.
That's what's up. All right,
All right. If you need anything, give me a call, all right?
we'll do.
All right, later, Nino.
You take care. Bye.
You're aware
Right.
that's well over the speed limit, right? Okay. Is there any reason as to why you were traveling at that speed? No? Okay. Did you know you were going that fast? Maybe. Okay.
Throwing RP. Yeah, he's the first one that approached me, along with Muhammad. So I'm kind of giving him the
See a traffic
the
emergency or something?
RP around it. And
Yeah,
what do you call it?
dump that was
Um,
so many lives were in danger, then maybe I'd get it, you know? Okay. Alright, well, Mr. Thompson, I'm gonna go and run you
the other thing is, I know that I have to juggle a lot of different problems at once, and it is efficient for my own sanity and for things to be efficient for different people to be the ones that lead up those charges. So with Chris being my point of contact for like gathering their information on sanitation, it not only empowers him, but it means that like, well, that would have been a 40-minute meeting right there. Instead, I can direct him to Chris, done and done. You know what I mean? And so as the city churns, those problems are being solved without me needing to be present. Now, I'm gonna make sure that we don't take on too much, because part of that delegation also means that I have to re-engage with those individuals to make sure that they're actually doing what they've been tasked with. Yeah, this is the move.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Den?
So I've looked
Hey, Mr. Mayor, congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. I know I missed your call earlier. It's been
No, No, I'm pretty sure it's probably
nonstop.
hectic as fuck. You know, yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably a little slow for you actually because it's the weekend, but Monday is
No.
probably gonna be crazy for you. Oh no, all right, never mind. Oh yeah, I just want to call and say congratulations again. All right, good luck, and I hope you do well.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Dan. And I
All right, brother, you
appreciate your
take care.
support, brother. All right.
Of course.
You take care.
Bye.
Hey,
Hey, what's going on, Malo?
with legislation that was taken away, are felons allowed to run G6 now or no?
Give it a
Or is
shot.
that federal level? Well, I'm not a felon.
Oh, I'd find one. I have no idea.
All right, bet.
Yeah, because I think it's like a mix of like construction and legislation possibly. But
Yeah.
if you find out, please do let me know.
We'll do.
All right.
Congratulations
easy.
again, man.
Thank you very much, Malo. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll
Take
link
care.
later. Hey, catch you.
Bye.
I can try to pen you in as soon as she's done with the current meeting.
So just
I will check the left and get back to you.
Can you send me your bank number and I'll transfer. Oh yeah, I gotta.
So you are going to get 3 points on your license, bringing your total points up to
Oh
9.
shit.
When you're done is the
And you are going to be receiving this $1,250 charge.
Okay. Give me the exact statement you say after this.
Can you give Tilly a call? She'll
Dearest Lieutenant Vivian Gray of the Los Santos Police Department, this is State Marshal Kyle Pred.
You have a good day.
Please give me
Appreciate
a
I'm
your
with
regards, State Marshal Kyle
Bye.
Pred, when you're available. Best
Dispatch 432 1038 northbound Abe Nelson Parkway. It's going to be code 4 10-8. Thank you for the backup.
easy. All right.
Hey.
If you have a meeting request after your current meeting, give me a call and I can relay the message and then get
Who's
you
the meeting request with?
Kyle Pred, this is a statement he'd like to say. Dearest Lieutenant Vivian Gray, this is State Marshal Kyle Pred from the State Marshals. After meeting with you will not take longer than 2 minutes regarding officer conduct. Best wishes, Kyle Pred, XOXO, hugs and kisses, hugs and kisses.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you. Did it
All right.
go through Peach?
He went through Peach and then to me, and then I vetted what
Perfect.
his message
Brilliant.
was.
That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Goodbye. Okay. I'm just going to be doing paperwork.
No, do your thing. I was up till like 4 a.m. yesterday, so you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buying each. Oh yeah, I gotta do the bug report. Bug. General scuff. Job scuff related. Exploit vehicles. Custom 3D. General scuff. Mayor's office. Weed sales bugged. Since approximately 8 p.m. Eastern, around the time the mayors were brought in, there appears to be a massive spike in what is it called? Local substance abuse services. Local substance abuse services. While this may be a new data point that is being calculated, it does not seem correct. Based on the calculations below, you will see that approximately 180K hour is being charged to the state, resulting in approximately every 7 days versus the current 40K net revenue the city is generating. I would presume assume that perhaps weed sales, thank you, all right, there we go. No, I think it's inaccurate. I think it's an error. I'm guessing it's an error, personally, where it's probably calculating weed sales instead of a percentage of the weed sales, because the TLDR is if weed sales are depleting $30 million every 7 days with a $40 million net revenue, you would never be able to balance the budget. You would have to make taxes maxed and remove all benefits, which may or may not, you know.
Hi, Brad. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. You wanted to meet up, right? You're at PD, yeah. Yeah, I'll be over. I've got the mayor with me on a ride along, so he'll also be present for the meeting too.
Gotta stop the weed sales.
Do you not? I mean, I'm pretty transparent about how things happen, right? So I honestly don't mind. As long as you're okay, yeah, as long as you're okay with it, then I'm kind of fine with it, you know?
I have calls coming your way.
Yeah, no, if they're open investigations, I understand that, right? But is this one closed or not? Okay. If it's an open investigation, then obviously not, but...
Yeah, I think weed sales are a part of the RP, but like I said, I think it's miscalculated. Think about it, $180,000 an hour seems closer to how much the weed sales are. I doubt it's supposed to be substance abuse is equal to the amount of, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
It's not soundproof.
Let's wait and see what the answer is.
Okay. Well, the security.
No reason to work backwards to justify it making sense. I think it's the tanks.
No, I know. It's a nice room, but it's not exactly confidential.
It's clearly the tanks. I think Abby is right. I think Abby is right, man.
Okay, all right. Well,
I think the state is paying off the fucking tanks, bruh.
All right, goodbye. Okay.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, doing, Pred?
Hey, how you doing? What's going on, Mayor Chavez? Nice to see you.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so this will be pretty quick. All right, so I was made aware a civilian complaint against the PD. An officer is preventing somebody the right to carry their firearm and to protect themselves. I looked into the incident. Why don't you go ahead and give it a look? It's 7817.
incident. Sorry, 7817.
Yes, ma'am. A lot of stuff took place in that incident, huh?
Oh
And they've been
shit.
holding on to the civilian's firearm, making it impossible for him to defend himself since the 17th of July.
Poor
Been about
Vivian, dude. I'm
2
putting.
days going
I
on
feel
3
bad. I feel bad
Okay, hang on.
because but I don't because she's gonna be the current
All right. So what are they
likely
claiming with
choice.
you?
But like,
did
I
they
can only
say
imagine the
happened? So
pressure of
basically
like,
what happened is I'm going to
you
go
know
into
what I
details
mean?
here. Bobby Charles' firearm was in fact stolen by this individual.
Right.
Bobby Charles was told that because this individual did not plead guilty, that he's going to hold on to his firearm indefinitely. And that's not constitutional.
It's a good stress test. I agree.
You don't have the right or the legal authority to deprive someone of their, legal firearm once you've documented it. And there's not even a statement in here from the victim. There's actually nothing in here whatsoever in this report.
I mean,
And it's so at what point is Mr. Alejandro Picadillo going to, do the basics of his job to get Mr. Charles' firearm returned in a,
All right.
timely manner?
Okay. So yeah.
Kind of
So there is
fucked up, don't you
some
think?
okay. So there is some there is some sort of logic kind of behind the whole. He's not pleaded guilty. There could be an appeal. We may need to call in the evidence later to prove his charges, right? For this guy.
You document it.
Right. But there is also the chance that this man has possibly used it in other crimes that we still haven't uncovered yet. And now, if we return that gun to Bobby Charles, right, and then we find, I don't know, casings.
That doesn't make any sense, though, Lieutenant Viv, because if you have the firearm, you'd already run the serial to see if it was taken,
on casings that we've already found. There are also casings that we haven't found yet.
What do you mean there's
potentially?
casings that you haven't
There's
found
potentially crimes that were committed. Do you see? It's evidence.
I don't know what you're saying right now.
Okay, I don't.
Don't you think? I don't know what you mean right now when you say that.
So what I'm saying is while this was in possession of Vendetta Sinister, what happens if we come across a casing on another scene, like in the future, and it's an old scene? I'm not saying a new scene. I'm saying an old scene that comes back to Bobby Charles's firearm.
Yeah, then you document it. And
right.
You already know whose gun it belongs to, so you know who to go question about it.
So the procedures around the whole returning evidence thing, especially when there is a non-guilty, they pleaded not guilty, right? That's something that I have raised actually before with high command, and the last I heard was that they were trying to.
At this point, you're committing theft.
Okay, I don't think no.
Yeah, Viv is right. It's not theft. I mean, to a degree, it's pretty 50-50.
For undiscovered crimes, that doesn't.
No, it's
true.
Until statute of limitations runs out, because this guy could also appeal these charges. If we hand the evidence back over, we're going to struggle.
No, that's why you just document it like it already is. It's already documented. You just document the gun that was used. You get a victim statement in there, and it's
okay. So this is more down to police procedure then and standard of operations. So this is more of a question for high command, one that I've already raised, and I can definitely chase up again, because I know that there was discussions about a certain amount of time for a guilty plea. So getting it back to them within a certain frame time, so that we're not withholding it from them. But there's also, I need to follow up on why there is absolutely no information in this report. So
yeah, I mean, it's been 72 hours.
I'm aware. You've just made this apparent.
Yeah, but you understand, police procedures don't make something, crime legal. I mean, you have to think about you have to defend the public. You have to think.
I'm aware of that, Pred.
I
am very aware of that, Pred.
Well, why don't you guys got plenty of money? Why don't you just give? I mean, if anything, having a gun that's already been registered
Pred
in
is-
the database is
Pred
just
is
a lot
helping,
easier to find. You just
right, so
give it
much
back
right
to
now.
Mr. Charles, you're able to locate it in the future pretty
Oh,
easily. You know
okay.
whose
So
it
are you
is.
absolutely damn sure I'm not going to find a crime scene right out there that was potentially committed when Vendetta had this gun in his possession?
I mean, if you already looked the gun up through the registry, I don't. What? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't.
No, I don't think you're understanding. I'm not saying one that we've already
I am.
discovered has been committed. I'm okay.
Not
All right,
Vendetta
it's fine.
Sinister's gun. It's Bobby Charles' gun.
So, okay.
Are you talking about future crime, like a precog?
No, I'm not talking about future crime. This is why I don't think you're getting what I'm saying, Preds.
I am getting what you're saying.
No, okay.
You're
You say it
saying-
over and over.
You're saying
Not
that
actually
the
repeating
past
it back to
incidents
me.
that happened before the 17th when Mr. Vendetta Sinister had the gun, but
No.
you'd be able to look that up and see if there was any incidences that occurred other
How?
than the initial robbery for the
How would I be
firearm,
able to do that if we haven't found the casing?
because you're never going to. I mean, I don't know what to tell you then. I mean, who's to say that Vendetta Sinister even did it then?
No, okay. Pride, I'll get High Command to tell you what's going on with this one then,
But it's crime.
because clearly I can't answer your question.
Well, I mean, I just don't understand why we can't just give the gun back after we documented it.
I
and
think
send
I
the system.
feel like Pride, these questions are probably more suited to the arresting officer, rather than
The guy
just
who
trying to
didn't
get
even
me
do
to
the
make
report?
assumptions. Yeah, but right now what you're doing is trying to get me to make assumptions.
He didn't even talk to the victim.
So, would you like me to now look into this via him, or is this something that you're doing?
I think we should just return the gun, call it a day, and then you
I'm
guys
not
can
just
deal
going to
with
make that
internally.
decision.
Pred is 100%.
We will be dealing with this internally, but you're not coming in and telling me do this now.
That's
That
doing
doesn't work
great.
like that,
I
Fred.
didn't say do this now. I said we should probably give the gun back.
Exactly, and I'm not going to do that until I have looked into the situation and talked to this deputy or his command.
They're whispering. Yeah, I
All
know.
right.
Pred is 100% stirring. This fucking guy.
We're going to deprive the man of his property and his ability to defend himself.
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly inherently what we're doing here. There may be a flaw in the way that we operate, which actually promotes that, in which case we need to change that, right?
And negligence and ineptitude to do the job and the duty on the field doesn't exclude criminal activity.
Right,
I'm not saying you. I'm saying the particular officer.
right. Hang on a second, let me just check dispatch.
I don't think Mr. Picadillo is around. I haven't
No,
seen him.
I'm looking for BCSO as well, because I'm pretty sure BCSO should be involved in this. Because he's a deputy, so no, there aren't. So I'll have to handle the message and everything. Okay.
So what's the reason that the gun's in custody currently then?
You're asking for me to make assumptions, Pride?
That's because the officer failed to fill out the report.
Right. So now I have to find out from him what's going on with it.
Nah, it's probably more appropriate in that circumstance to return
For
the
me to
gun, and
just-
then if he fucked up, then he has to, be punished.
Right. What happens if there is a reason behind it?
Then he should have wrote that down.
Right. And what happens if he did, but the report didn't save, which happens a hell of a lot?
I haven't seen it happen once.
You haven't? Wow. Okay.
No, I
That's
haven't had
lucky
that
for
happen
you.
one time. I think
Right.
that's just an
I've been
excuse
dealing with the
people are giving you
MDT.
guys.
No, I've had this happen to me, Brad. I've had whole fucking reports go missing.
Someone probably deleted them.
All right. I'm not having this discussion any further, okay? I will
All right.
talk to him and his command, figure out what's going on with Bobby's gun, and then get it returned, okay?
All right. You don't think we should just return the gun and this
No.
officer should be punished for negligence?
Okay, you're asking for me to make assumptions before anyone's been spoken to. Now I'm concerned, Brad, that anything that you're
What's
looking
that?
into, you're making assumptions instead of just looking into it.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm asking-
shit!
this is facts. This is factual.
How's it
not
factual?
because there's nothing written in the report, and
Right.
there's really no reason to hold the gun. The
So
guy's
it's factual
already
that
been
there's
charged.
absolutely no investigation going on with that gun right now? Or is it being
Yeah.
assumed because there's a lack of report?
No, it's factual because there's no other information for me to believe it's being further investigated,
Okay.
as indicated by previous police reports
Okay.
or ongoing ones.
Brad, I think this meeting's over. All right, I'm gonna stop it there. I've got everything that I need from you. I will pass this over. I'll see if I can get hold of Picadillo. To get him to ask him about what's going on with it. Are you looking to press legal charges? What's going on?
I mean, at this
Or is
point,
this
I
more of
might
an
as
internal
well.
issue?
I mean, I'm trying to settle it internally so that no one has to get fucked over for it.
Okay.
You know, people have the right
Thank you
to
for bringing
defend
that to my
themselves. They have
attention,
property.
Brad.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Gonna look into it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a nice room.
All right.
Oh. Okay, yeah, it's a nice room, Brad.
I think I'm gonna start using this one. I like this one a lot.
Alright.
It's like a command center.
Am I good to get on to another meeting now, Brad? Are you finished? Is there anything else you wanted to bring up?
Yes, you have my permission to continue your meeting schedule.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Brad.
You're welcome.
All
All
right.
right. You have a
Nice
good day,
seeing you,
Brad.
Mr.
Hey,
Chavez.
Daisy.
Yep.
Where did you want to meet?
I think she handled it
Records
well.
office? Okay. We'll go this way. Are you okay with Nino being there? He's on a ride along with me at the moment. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll go and deal with that then. Do you know where the records office is? You do, don't you? Where I held the meeting with you? Yeah. Okay, I'll meet you in there. Oh, are you in the lobby? Yeah, okay, I'll come get you. Alright, see you in a bit, goodbye.
All right.
Okay.
Man, he really enjoyed starring right there.
Yeah. I'm not about to act on like an assumption. I understand it looks pretty terrible. It probably is, but I need to fully look into it before I can just make a decision.
Yep. Makes sense.
Alright.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh hey Daisy. What the fuck is that?
It's TV.
It's a TV? An actual TV?
Yeah.
Just hollowed out? Nice, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, do you wanna come through here?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. Alright, so how's it going? What's going on?
It's alright.
I'm
I wanted
chat.
to talk to you before, I talked to Angel and everything, but
I'm a listener at heart.
and then she
I'm
just
an
kind of
observer
announced it for
at heart. You know what I
before
mean?
told you.
I talk when I need to, but I more observe and listen
I
in
don't think you
scenarios
need
like this.
me. I'm being honest.
Okay, why'd you say that?
Because I've been on like 9 hours of ride-alongs today, basically.
Could you call
right
Tilly in the yellow pages?
I think you do need people, right? But I think the people that you do have are rough around the edges a little bit, but they're good people. Even then, he's very ambitious and maybe needs a little like fine-tuning, but he's a good officer. Charlie cares a lot. She said that she was told that like Maxwell would reach out to her about being an FTO, and then Maxwell just kind of never did. And Charlie isn't going to just be like, yeah, I want to be an FTO thing. She'll do it to help the department. So it's like, if you want her to teach people, then Maxwell's gonna have to reach out to her.
No, I know. Maxwell, we were trying to organize interviews for the last week, and now Maxwell's on LOA.
Yeah.
I think it was about 2.5 weeks ago that it was discussed about.
Tilly's been suspended.
pushing
There's no.
child to
Listen,
FTO.
guys.
There's a
Nino said
okay.
she's suspended. She's
So
not.
you'll have seen like
She's
one
not
side
gonna
of
let
everything
herself
today.
get suspended.
Denzel, you probably saw him acting very differently as people usually do when they're riding along with him.
Oh,
got
new
very
viewer, new
specific.
viewer. You think Tilly's gonna let
He
herself
seemed
get
like
suspended?
very concerned whenever I said that Nakota said that I should ride with him.
Yeah. He automatically thinks the worst, which is crazy. And then goes and digs himself a hole. So,
Yeah. He hit a car
Well, he does what Tilly
so
wants,
fast
yeah.
in a pursuit that it flew into a power line and exploded. So
well,
that's a little terrifying.
So that's exactly what. Okay. All
But
right.
he cares. And you need the people that care, and he cares. So it's definitely not going to be easy, but you know, he's somebody that you could wind up relying on.
Right.
But I mean, the shift 3 ride-alongs I did, they were definitely
Oh
trying to
no!
get me to
Oh
I was
my
eating
god!
you.
I'm not
You
sleeping.
made this decision
Oh
way
fuck!
better than
Oh
I would
fuck!
it to be. I have drank many shots of whiskey over the last couple of days. I blame you for my returning alcoholism. Thank you for that.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's your fault because you made it too hard.
Oh.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Viv, you are great. Okay.
No,
If it
this
was
is good.
anybody
I'm
else
looking forward to
that
this. I'm
did
glad
the
they're spread out
interview,
by an
talked to
hour
me,
so we can
answered
kind of
all my
like chill in
questions,
between
everything,
too.
I wouldn't have had like any kind of second thought about just going straight to Angel.
Okay.
But you make it.
Yo, heavy
a
metal. Thank you for the
lot
10 months.
harder
Gear.
for people
Thank you for
to
the fresh
shift.
sub. Glendad. Thank you for the fresh sub. Dude Rev. 17 months. Shadow 2
Because,
months. Edius
I
with the
do
fresh
miss
sub.
Patrol,
Grumpy with the fresh
right, a
sub.
little bit.
Rudy with the 9
But
months.
I
Nero
don't
with
know
the
if I
prime
miss
sub.
it
Mushy
enough
with the
to
fresh
go
sub.
through the
Rax with the
craziness of
10.
what I experienced
Appreciate you
today.
guys. Thank you guys. Let me get some hearts. If I missed anyone, I do apologize. I appreciate the
But
support,
if you
guys.
ever need somebody
22
that
subs
is,
away.
I don't know, needs to guide detectives or whatever, because I didn't get a chance to ride with Maeve. If you
Okay.
need somebody to talk to whoever or give advice or anything like that, right, you know that I'll do whatever I can to help you.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, good luck with your new position.
Yeah. I will do anything and everything possible to actually help you the ways that I can. But
Okay. I
day in and
appreciate
day out
that.
on patrol, I don't think that's for me anymore.
Okay.
Love you.
Fair
Viv.
enough. Fair enough.
You're gonna be okay.
Yeah. I just need more experienced people out on the floor, you know?
Yeah.
Desperately need that. But we'll get there.
Yeah, you'll get it. I know you will.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for talking with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And letting me know. All right. Go for it. Go do your marshal shit.
All right.
I'm going to
Oh,
sleep
congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Nino.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those ride-alongs wiped me out today.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
Give me some information around.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye, Viv.
Go back out there. Nino, just give me 1 second, please.
Take your time. Take your time. I'm on your pacing. Trust me, I need the downtime anyways.
Okay.
Like a report number or anything for where your firearm was found from?
I'm handling this. I'm going.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to speaking with the officer, making sure there is no investigation happening, and then hopefully we'll sort it out for you, Bobby. Okay?
Well, what's there to investigate?
Well, I have to find out from the arresting officer that there is no specific investigation that is continuing with that firearm before handing it back to you.
Well, what other investigation would there be?
Whether if that guy had used it and it comes back to anything, I don't know. Okay, I need to.
Well, if you
figure
guys have had
anything
it
out.
for over 3 days, there is no other investigation
3
to do.
days,
You just give
okay.
it back to me.
Okay.
Bobby,
Can I
I
have my
think
firearm?
it's a reasonable ask to just.
No, it is not reasonable. I am a civilian. I paid $10,000 for a firearm. You guys recovered it. I want it returned to me
Alright.
so I can defend myself.
So let me just make sure that everything is a-okay before I give it back to you, okay?
Well,
I
you
need to
guys have
speak
had
to the
2
arresting
days.
officer.
You guys have had 3 days to make it a-okay. So how about I get it now?
All right.
Give me my gun. Give me my firearm. I
Not
want
at
my
this
firearm
time, Bobby.
returned to me. I am a
Not at this
tax-paying
time, Bobby.
civilian. When do I get it back?
As
Oh
soon
my
as
God,
I've
poor
managed to
guy's
get
working
hold
at
of the
Senior
people that were
Buns now,
involved in,
bro.
the guy's arrest, okay?
Aren't you high command? You should know this.
I'm
You're
not
their
high command,
superiors.
Bobby. No, I don't know the ins and outs of every case, Bobby, okay? And I'm not just about to make assumptions of things as well, okay? I'm going to make sure that everything is squared away first before I go and hand something back to you. Because God forbid I hand the gun back to you and it's actually found in relation to something. I don't know. I need to make sure that everything is a-okay and documented.
I don't
before handing
necessarily
everything
have
back to you.
a problem with, like, a gun, for
Right.
example, being held
There
by
will
the
be
police
penalties,
department
obviously, with
for an
things
extended
being
time
for
because people
so
can go buy
long.
another gun.
Right, I'm not gonna let that slide. All right.
They don't break,
But I need you
etc.,
to just let
etc.
me sort it out
But I
first.
do think there needs to be.
Okay.
They're not holding the gun
Yeah, I'm just
hostage. That's
assuming that
brain
you guys
dead.
would have sorted it out 3 days ago when you found
The
it.
problem,
I
I
think
think,
still be doing
is
this now.
on the PD side of things,
Three
things
days ago,
need
so
to
what-
be
what's
better
there to
documented.
investigate
Yeah.
if it was
So
already
I'll be
found 3 days
addressing that with that person. Okay.
Assuming that
It goes
you guys
back
would
to
have
the
collected all
FOIA
the
problem.
evidence, on that day that
It
you
goes
found
back to the
firearm.
FOIA issue.
Right.
Paperwork needs to be sorted quicker.
Time frame? Am I going to get it back later
and if it's
today?
not, then the officer that's
that
in charge
person
in
is
it
usually
needs
on
to be held
duty earlier in
accountable.
the day.
But that's
So
not
it may be
something.
tomorrow,
The solution
gonna
would not
try
be
and reach out to
giving
them
the
to get an
evidence
answer
back.
from
The solution is that they gotta. These situations need to be sorted timely.
Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Vivian.
All right, no worries.
Guns not being returned very quickly is one of many side effects of poor paperwork. Right? All right.
Okay. Wow, that's a very red light.
Oh, shit.
Okay, we'll get back out on patrol.
Oh, yeah. How are LSPD numbers right now? Like relative to
Right now,
mhm.
Relative to BCSO, we've got nine versus 3, I think.
Okay.
9 LSPD, 3 BCSO. Hey, Duncan, how you doing?
Meeting requests.
From who?
Not a meeting, just please look at my warrant pretty please from one of the Johnsons. One of the Johnsons.
One of them?
Yeah, one of the Johnsons.
Okay.
I changed my mind. I need to FOIA the report. I demand a FOIA the report.
Hey, I can help you out over here, Bobby. Come here.
Thank you, Duncan. Appreciate it.
I demand a FOIA my report.
All right. I'll look at the warrant in a bit, Duncan.
Okay. What was that, Bobby?
7187.
Oh, we'll go through this one.
All right.
Oh, do you know what? It was a nice little break those 2 weeks where Bobby was running for mayor because he showed up to PD less.
Oh, he's been out. He calls me on every hour on the hour, and then sits outside my door.
Like, there's a daily screaming match with Bobby at
Yeah.
PD every day, and for 2 weeks, it's been bliss, honestly.
Yeah. So I couldn't help but pick up on you had mentioned there's something that you had brought up to high command a couple times, and it sounded like it wasn't addressed. May I ask what that was? Like,
Yeah, so holding evidence, as far as I'm aware, and I've always operated on this base, if something is evidence, if someone pleads not guilty and they've got, 30 days to contest from the moment that the crime was committed, all that shit, like, I get that. And in my opinion,
wait, what cock?
Things
What?
like firearms can get iffy because with our evidence collection and stuff like that, it can, casings and projectiles sort of deteriorate a lot slower. So there are times where we find old crime scenes that we may not have found recently, etc. And it's going to be very hard to prove how old those crime scenes are. So handing back a firearm, especially when it can be contested for the current charge for it, but then also
is that actually possible?
Committed.
So just to make sure I'm understanding correctly, like, okay, so you recover a firearm that may have been in possession of someone that stole it. How would is there like, I thought the water washes evidence away, so
I'm probably, hang on, let me think about this. I would like to check it for science, because I found stuff sort of I'm pretty sure I found like blood from one tsunami to another. The only reason why I say that is because I bashed my head in my house once, and then post tsunami was kind of there.
Interesting. Yeah, that might be, well, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I think like
but I don't know how long that would be for, right? It might just be the 2.
It might be worth popping off doing a little bit of science, to be honest.
Yeah.
Only reason I mention that is, like, given that it kind of like touches on the fabrics of the world, right? It's one of those, like, you almost have, in my opinion, I feel like you almost have to, because everybody else in the city is going to lean on that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I get it. Yeah, so there was a discussion about if they pleaded guilty and, you know, it wasn't something like a firearm, because obviously there's other objects could probably be handled differently, right? But with a firearm, I need to figure out how long things are cleared and whether the DOJ are fine with something just being in documentation rather than being actual physical evidence that we've still got in a locker.
Yeah.
Because that's a them decision, not an us decision, right? So if this guy goes to appeal it, and we're asked to produce the firearm that was found on him, and we say, oh well, we haven't got it, it's not in evidence.
Yeah,
anymore,
we
but
gave
we've
it
got
back to this person, and
yeah,
then
I need, that's something that needs to be clarified by DOJ. But this is what I did bring this up because Ruby was on about, I think at most returning something within. I think it was, she said something like 3 days if the person pleaded guilty. But then firearms, I do think, should be probably slightly different to just your general object.
Yeah.
Like Fred's got a point. We've got that person's form of protection. They shouldn't be expected to just go out and buy another firearm. But then if they do, they could never technically have the one we've got back in evidence because
they can only have 1
firearms. Yeah, they can only have 1. So that's the dilemma that we're faced with, right? And yeah, it was something that I brought
Why
up
is that a
while
thing?
ago.
That's a little odd, I guess.
What, only being able to have 1 gun?
Yeah,
Oh
like
my
I kind of get it.
Dispatch, there seems to be a convoy of high-speed vehicles headed westbound on Vespucci Boulevard. Sorry.
No, you're good.
No one's responding anyway. I think everybody's in the middle of another call. Give me a second. Let me figure out where everyone is.
Yep.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, you're good. Do your thing. I can ask in a sec.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh, gotcha.
Everyone's on a different channel on a different call.
So, I want to talk kind of. So I read through your proposal.
Okay. Yeah.
There may be some things I missed because I read it last night. So I resonate with a lot of kind of the points that you put in there. One area that I think that rang with me was the accountability portion.
Yeah.
I know that can always be like a very sour topic because, you know, it's like, well, you know, it opens up that debate of like, well, what are criminals like? You know, people are going to compare it to criminals and their accountability, which it gets a little messy. Because it's hard to relate those two things. One is, you know, as a criminal, you could commit terrorism and you're in prison for, like, let's say 3 days. But with PD, then does it make sense to fire said individual, right? But at the same time, as a police officer, you have privileges that allow you to remove someone. Like, you can detain them, you can arrest them, you can take away their freedoms. It's a very like you know, in the world of Los Santos, right? Some things carry a heavier weight than, say, they would in New York. And so, with that said, I want to I'm going to use an example, right? dasMEHDI. He's a psycho. I think everybody in the city knows that.
I don't think he's a psycho, but he's definitely not up to par, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But at the same time, you know, I think he adds some flavor to the department. Now,
No, I get that.
so how do you handle a den? And I'm yes, this is a very sharp, prodding question, and there's no right or wrong answer. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on it.
Okay.
So he goes and, like, intentionally runs someone over, and you find out.
Intentionally runs someone over.
Yeah, but he,
Okay.
well, you know, he ran him over intentionally. The victim has said he's done it intentionally, but Den is making up shit.
Right.
Well, like a normal Den situation. I'm
Okay,
tongue in cheek
okay.
right now, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get it. So a lot of how we deal, like how we've dealt with Denzel is so post his firing, because he is someone who has been fired and hired back. Post his firing, well, so pre his firing, it was all about, you know, disciplinary action points, speaking with him, and then being done with it. The issue is that Denzel would become very defensive over everything he did, right? Post him coming back, I dealt with things differently. Slow it down for me.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry about that.
Thank you. So I would say, like, post him coming back, I handled things differently because he seemed to have some sort of PTSD with DAP points.
I love Den, the
He
character.
just started freaking out whenever he did something wrong, right? I think it was just worried
Because
that
he's
he was gonna
he
get
does
fired
crazy
again.
shit,
So
but
a
he's
lot
a
of it,
character.
like, involved a lot of investigation, and then
It
going back to him
balances
and being
out.
like, okay, so this happened. Fucking stop and go, man. So this happened, and you know, in future, do it this way, which was fine and everything until High Command were like, okay, at some point he's gonna have to receive DAT points because it's not. It's just a way of recording on someone's profile that they've done something, essentially, and it signals, oh, this person's built up this many. Maybe it's time for a review. That's essentially what it's supposed to be, but a lot of people just seem to think it's a way to get surefire let go from your job. I was then present for a DAP that Anita May, it was 3 DAPs, sorry, applied because of a situation, and it automatically, like, people, well, he reacted badly to it. He had spoken with criminals and told them what he thought of me, to the point where those people
Chat,
actually called
be
the
nice.
assistant
Who
chief
cares?
and
It's
myself
RP.
to inform me what had been said. And at that point, I just felt completely powerless because as far as I was aware, or as far as I was concerned, I was handling an issue that happened in my shift. and I was getting backlash from it. And this person was considered a probationary police officer, not even a full police officer. Like, you know, probationary because he'd been fired once before and he was coming back. Everything, you know, had been going a little bit better up until then, but it kind of brought back everything that he was originally fired for. So I think what I'm trying to say is, I don't know. I don't have a special formula for handling people like Denzel. I think each case needs to be weighed up like individually. But the awful situation that we actually find ourselves in is the fact that if people see one officer acting a specific way, unfortunately, every person thinks that they should be able to do the same thing, and you get people following each other's suit. So you can't just ignore things that happen. If Denzel ran someone over deliberately, I'm not going to be taking that lightly, right? But it's the proving the deliberation part of it that's it's always going to suck, right?
Yeah. So
it's not like a straightforward thing.
My general feeling with the past high command, Ruby, etc. Not Ruby, you know, Ruth, etc. This is my opinion, right? Is when I look at like holistically, right? I mean, not just the PD, but the city as a whole. I feel like it's a disservice to the victim and the officer if resolution cannot be met within a 24-hour period. Now, I want to sort of explain the thought process. That victim, 9 out of 10 times, is going to expect some form of recourse. Even in the event, you know, the officer may not have fully been in the right or wrong, right? Did he run him over? Did he not run him over, et cetera, et cetera? They're going to want some form of recourse. And if it takes more than a day, the PD's failed. And I think that's kind of the reality of the general civilian base, and that includes felons. Now, there are going to be some that, regardless of what happens, they're going to be mad anyways, right? Like, that's immovable for us. For the officer, you know, whether they're guilty or not, having no resolution within a 24-hour period means that they are now a victim of witch hunt by their peers.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe that any form of like full investigation into the matters is probably going to come out with a like very high level of like good conclusion. Like, did he or did he not? Right? Like, you're never going to really know because it's going to be hearsay. It's going to be people are going to be bullshitting. You know, and so if you instead punish often and punish swift, everybody in the city moves on, right? And the public gets that feeling of like, hey, the PD cared. You know what? Maybe they're not so bad. And that officer is no longer like, I think back because I was around when I was running the mechanic shop and the thing was happening with Den, is regardless of it was right or wrong, this guy was under the microscope for 2 weeks. I don't know, some insane amount of time. And that just generated so much opportunity for him to not only be targeted, but also for his animosity towards his superiors to grow, right?
Yeah.
And
no, I agree.
There's sort of a secondary bit here too, is the reality of the matter is, as much as even I myself want to see more accountability within the police department, I do also think that punishment should be equivalent to that of the general civilian base. Maybe a little bit higher, but what I'm trying to say here, Vivian, is if people are like, suspend them for 12 hours, 24, 72, but firing should be like, this
That's the last
person
resort,
is
right?
like probably shouldn't even be around anymore. You know what I mean? And I know this goes against what a lot of civilians say. A lot of them say fire, fire, fire. right? That's insane. Like,
no, I agree with that. I'm not okay. So I'm not someone who can get talked into something like that. However, with Denzel, the reason why I did push for his firing was that he'd been fired once before, and unfortunately, he'd shown a lot of. It wasn't it. Okay, so people can make mistakes. I don't give a shit about people making mistakes. It's how someone moves on from it. This man will double down on everything.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's really, really sad. I mean,
I know
something as
nothing
simple
about
as
that.
something as simple as was a court case recently where
Brian Knight knows.
he shot down a suspect, and it sounds like he had everything that he needed to be able to do that. You know, he genuinely thought that person was actively trying to harm officers and would continue to do so if he wasn't stopped. Right? So I get that. The issue is he never followed anything up with paperwork.
Yeah, that's
for someone who's so, like, you know, paranoid about apparently fucking up, he doesn't cover his ass.
yeah,
He
he's
just
kind of
does things
fucking
'cause
himself
he thinks
over.
He can just, well, yeah, this is what I mean. There's only so much that
Are you
I
talking
can,
about the
like,
court case like 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. You
it's
almost want to
not
like
just
sit
one
the guy
thing.
down and be like, are you trying to get fired? Like, you
Yeah,
get off
it's-
on like just barely getting away with shit? Like,
That's my point. Is like, I'm aware that he doesn't think that highly of me, and that's fine. I'm not here to make friends, right? I'm here to be. I do what I do, and I'm put in the position I am to manage a shift, to manage a large group of law enforcement officers, and to, you know, hold them to a certain standard. I'm not here to, like, if he doesn't like me personally, that's fine. But I will respect him as long as, you know, he acts in kind to me. Like, he will respect me and we can work well together. He just... What I'm afraid of, Nino, is that people cover up for people. And I see it already. And I see it as, you know... I don't know, oh, maybe Viv's just like someone who overreacts or whatever.
no,
it's unfortunate
I
because...
don't think so. Look, it's very obvious. You know, you're trying to set people on the right path. I mean, and the greatest scheme of things, if people cover each other too much, I mean, the marshals are just gonna fucking spy cam their ass. You know what I mean? So, I mean, they can fuck around and find out, like, real quick. So, I think if anything, you setting them on the right path is, like, you know, preventing the guy from jumping into a bigger hole than there really is.
Like, I've tried my best to explain to him quite a few times. It's probably just the way that I don't know, way that I word it or come across. But essentially, I'm like, I don't. If you make a mistake, right, even if it's a pretty big mistake, I'm gonna support you to try and you know, make things right and everything, as long as your attitude is open afterwards. But more often than not, you end up finding that not just Dan, but people end up doubling down, which is wild, because they're given like almost a pass to be like, yeah, I fucked up, I'm really sorry about that, I'm gonna learn from this situation, not do it again. But they don't take that. They try and explain why they did it and why they're gonna keep doing it, and then claiming that they didn't do anything wrong. And that's the issue. If you're not willing to learn and grow and educate yourself from a situation, then you're never going to be able to keep up with the needs of the state, in my opinion. So,
and you know, I only use Den as an example because I do like the guy. I really do. I think he brings flavor to the department. And you know, the reason I kind of ask that is there's a lot of different, you know, personalities in a PD that makes the PD sort of flourish, right? If you had one pane of glass, it's you know, not as interesting. What was I gonna say? So, like, let's say you were given the chief position. Who do you see as like an ass chief? Like, what are the qualities you think they should? Because I noticed you mentioned one an ass chief and a captain. I resonate with that. I think high command in every shift makes sense. Obviously, there may be some federal level things preventing that. Like, for example, captain may not be able to get all high command access, but they could still in the city be effectively that position, right?
Yeah.
But like, how would you, in your mind, how would you sort of, what are the qualities you would look for?
So the qualities in an assistant chief, the people. Okay, so I have a pretty firm view on how high command should be, and it's basically not someone who is going to be the majority of their time on patrol, if that makes sense. I'm not saying they shouldn't patrol altogether, because I do think they need to have that sense of being out there with like the troops and stuff, and that camaraderie, and showing presence, and being able to understand issues. But that's again, that's why you've got a command structure, right? I want someone who's going to be able to actually do the work and be efficient in how they do the work in terms of communication, timing, etc. Like, so much gets left so that high command as a whole can discuss it together, but that's not always a possibility. And we end up finding that things end up on the back burner for the longest bloody time when things are continuously changing. So I want someone who's gonna work cooperatively and efficiently, but I also want someone who is going to challenge anything that gets like put in front of them. So if I say, oh, I want to do this, this, and this with the department, I foresee it going this way, I want it to go this way, and they believe it's not for the better of the department, I want someone who isn't afraid to say, well, actually, I don't think that would be the best way to do that, and I propose this. Like, I want someone who is gonna challenge me on things, you know?
Understandable. There's a bit of a paradigm shift. LSPD, is these two county things. There's a lot of question marks. I don't.
Right.
Look, I'm just gonna say it. I don't know if there's a UPD anymore after what I witnessed yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
It was.
I hope there is.
I don't think I have been more disappointed in people in a minute after what I witnessed yesterday. And it may sound like I might be fluffing it up a little bit, but it's just I don't. There's going to be two very separate goals, and I think inherently with two separate bits of legislation. I don't actually know exactly how the future is going to look, so I'm sort of speculating, right? I'm trying to paint how things play out. And when I think of, like, Los Santos County having some legislation and sort of a particular vibe of the LSPD, there is going to be a natural, I think, divide that will occur.
Okay.
When it comes to operationally between BCSO and LSPD, I don't even know how that's going to play out. I mean, in fact, to the extent that I'm a little concerned, right? Like, and so we might be living in a very different world than we've ever been used to. How, and I'm going to try to paint a real example here, right? Using this highway patrol situation. As mayor of Los Santos, having spoken to, I don't even know at this point how many people, I have a duty to not let criminals get away, obviously, but regardless of the reality is 90% of them are, not. Let's be honest, they're either criminals or at some level involved.
Right. Criminally inclined.
They're gonna lose their fucking mind if they start seeing interceptors pop up at every chance.
Right.
So hearing and I generally don't particularly think it's the end of the world right now with low cop numbers, morale, etc. To really, for me as mayor of Los Santos, to really give a shit if someone gets away with a maze bank because they hopped the wall and got into something because it's federally insured. Who gives a fuck, right? I cannot place that at a higher, concern than, is LSPD happy? Are they winning court cases? Are they writing their reports? All the basics, right? The foundational things that eventually leads you down a path of getting stronger. So so with this highway thing, if let's say it were to come to be, if those interceptors start attaching to calls that are being generated in the city, I may need to put my foot down to prevent another July 3rd. Now, this
that was
Momo, get moving. Come on.
That was a little embarrassing. I'm sorry.
All right, fucking drive properly, motherfucker.
I jumped out of my. I just really felt like jumping out of my car, for whatever reason.
Oh, I didn't see that. I thought.
No, neither did I.
No, I jumped out of the car like halfway across the bridge. All right.
Oh, okay. Goodbye.
Bear in mind, I'm sort of like painting a scenario. I don't like, is okay. Like, whatever they may go and get their interceptors, whatever, right? I can't stop that.
Okay.
But if they start attaching the calls down here, now all of a sudden that unrest is here, not up there.
Yeah,
right?
no, I get that.
And while it's easy to brush it off as like, oh, criminals are crying or whatever, it's a reality, right?
Yeah.
If those things are leading to higher levels of aggression over stolen money, it's not worth the sacrifice or the unrest, at least up until there's a minimum amount of balance in other places, right? So if I were to say this causes problems, how do you as chief, knowing that that's not something that is desired in the city, how are you going to handle that? It's going to be a very political it's going to be very heated. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, it's already getting heated.
Right. So the thing is like, I think ultimately there will eventually be different slight different. I would hope it would be slight differences, not major differences in operation, depending on if there's different, more so depending on if there's different laws and legislations between the two counties. Not because of the equipment available. Like say if BCSO get these interceptor vehicles and they start operating them in the Los Santos County area.
Yeah.
I've been told, and from my understanding was essentially they'd have to kind of follow how we handle things around here. If they were to come down here and respond, they'd have to follow how we do. And if they didn't, then I would handle it on an individual basis. I wouldn't tar the entirety of one department with the same brush.
Okay.
But my way of operating would be very open and transparent with between the two departments. And first and foremost, I try and have a conversation with BCSO High Command and be like, okay, this needs settling. Like, you can't operate fully if you're not going to agree on the most basic things.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Or like come up with a solution on the most basic things. There's no, I mean, we're all adults, right? There's a reason why people have been placed in these positions, and if you can't do that, then maybe you're not in the right place.
Oh yeah, I agree. I don't know about the first comment, but I agree with the second. All right. So now I'm not, by the way, big disclaimer, I'm not suggesting this will happen. This is like, let's say they come through and they're like, you know what? Fuck the LSPD. We attach this call. You guys need it. We're bringing our interceptors. And this is coming from their command, their high command. Now what do you do?
Wait, so they just outright say, fuck the LSPD, we're coming into the city.
Yeah.
And we're doing this the way that we want to handle this?
Yeah.
So if they just
like,
do that?
hey, the call, hey, they crossed into, this chase crossed into Blaine County. We've thrown an interceptor on it. Yeah, they're back in the city, but, whatever. All right, we're allowed to attach to this. So they may not outright say, fuck you, but that's like the attitude. We're going to do it anyways.
Okay. So I wouldn't be. I would say I would state, an interceptor. If the interceptor isn't needed, I'd say the interceptor isn't needed for this. Break off the call. If they then disagree with me or just don't, unfortunately, I'm not going to be the one that sits on the radio and I'm not going to ream someone out over radio for it, right?
Yeah.
There may be that one instance where they actually finish the call, and then that's when I would handle it, but it wouldn't be handled lightly. If someone's ignored a high command member's command over radio within that jurisdiction of that law enforcement department, then that's not something that's going to be treated lightly.
Okay. And if that disrespect were to, let's say, become a pattern behavior where high command and BCSO is complicit with just ignoring the desires of the city,
right?
How would you feel if I came in and put in like emissions legislation that would make them criminally culpable for driving those vehicles down in the city? You can be honest.
I would want to explore every sort of avenue before it became something like that.
Yeah. Well, let's say as like a worst case.
All right. As like worst case scenario, so this is after I've visited everything, because at this point as well, I would try and work with state marshals as well, to be honest with you, to like sort of mediating between the two departments, you know?
What I'm trying to paint here is if you are a selected chief, you have my full backing. And that full backing means I will do whatever is necessary to make sure that the department and the city is respected as to what our rule sets are. Just as much as I would expect us to respect what they would like.
Right.
You know,
I wouldn't be opposed if that was like the last ditch attempt, but like I don't feel like we could operate efficiently if it got to that point, you know. I think it would even get to the point of like suggesting, hey, you know what, we stick to our jurisdictions for the time being until we can figure this one out.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think the last thing I want, transparently, is I want cooperation. I don't really like to get jerked off. It happens a lot in Los Santos, I feel.
Right.
Where, like, people will try to act like cheeky and shit, like as if you're not going to catch it. I see that, I fucking bite at the neck. Like, I don't have time for, you know, I like actual transparency, you know? It's, I don't know. Hopefully it never comes down to that. It just, you know, it's hard for me after yesterday's meeting, which, you know, I kind of weighed in a little bit, that it didn't sit right with me. There was a lot of snakiness baked into it.
Right. In a situation like that, from what I know from what you've said so far, I'm more likely to say, okay, we need to put a pin in this conversation and come back to it, like, you know, in a few hours' time or something. I think people sometimes completely ignore the fact that sometimes, you know, you need to go away and think about something before coming back with an answer. Because it may be that everybody walks away, they calm down.
Yeah.
I don't expect people, okay, so this is a big
I like
thing
her
for me.
mentality.
I don't expect people to act like a fucking robot. People are going to get frustrated.
Yeah.
I've seen people get frustrated. I've myself have got frustrated.
I'm giving her worst case scenarios.
To walk away and calm down.
All right.
I think if you can identify that, then that's good, right?
Yeah. 100%.
There are going to be times where it's going to get like that because people are going to disagree, and inherently people don't like to disagree, right? They like to try and push that their way is better than any other way.
Good.
So.
All right. I appreciate the responses. I don't think it's ever going to get this bad, but I want to give you, like, worst case, like, end of the fucking world. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's,
I think the fact that this is all new as well, I think there's going to be some people who are going to test the water and some people who are going to be very hesitant to test the water as well. So I think you might see people pushing the boat out a little bit to see what kind of reaction that they get.
I told Barrick yesterday, if they start doing, like, really start throwing him, saying, that's the way that it was painted to me is like, they may just do it anyways and say, fuck it, we're going to attach all the city calls. And I said, listen, I'm not someone who's afraid to, I wouldn't do this. I'm very, but if, you know, we make all the money, Los Santos. So, I mean, unless they want to fucking fish all day up there and, you know, legalize moonshine and cook it. Like, I mean, I don't know what they're trying to do. I mean, people can go, just transparently, people can go transfer to Blaine County and, like, chase down, like, you know, the one gang that's up there.
Right.
All right. You know, like, you know what, I mean, actually, this was Soze brought this up to me, too, without unprompted. Like, I mean, they can do whatever the fuck they want up there, but this is where you want to be. And,
Right.
I'm going to open up another little book here. Vivian, let's say worst case scenario, you're left with 5 officers. Now what?
I'm gonna proceed as I would have done before.
Okay.
I'm no stranger to people jumping ship. I'm not. I have my hopes though for the future and hiring and the way in which I would hope for us to get up to a standard with training and what I look for within an officer of the LSPD. I think, like, I mean, in the proposal, like, I've spelt a few things out of how, like, I would personally like to see the ranks to go, stuff like that. Obviously that's open to discussion with, like, the new high command if that was to happen. I'm not going to go in with just my way of doing everything.
When did they say they'll attach an intercept to the city call? They did. Yeah, you'd have to be brain dead to think that they didn't say that. They can literally attach the calls as long as the vehicle is needed. Yeah. You could sit here and say, like, in a perfect world, we're not going to do this. Motherfucker, I've been around for 20 years. Yeah. That's why Nino asked the question 3 times. Yeah, this isn't a fantasy world. Nino's pragmatic. Yeah, exactly. Okay. That's good. Sorry, did you ask a question? I got distracted there for a minute.
I asked you what the question was because I verbal vomited.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I got distracted there for a second. I had a fly.
It's okay. That's absolutely fine with me.
The question was, you know, like, in a worst case scenario, the reality is, you know,
or how I would handle it, right?
Yeah, how would you handle it? Like, you're left with, like, everybody friggin' leaves. You know what? Fuck this, you know? Like, screw LSPD. I'm gonna go, you know, farm up north.
Okay. All right. Listen, I'm gonna make a case. I'm not going to force people to stay somewhere they're not happy, right? I'll try and fix the issues that get highlighted to me if there are issues and that's why they're moving. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna just be like, oh, fuck it, that's it, it's the end. I'm not just gonna do that. I'm gonna keep moving on with, like, you know, what I was doing before. It may lead me to reevaluate some things, but I'm not gonna cave.
Okay.
I do have a specific vision, and things might not go completely according to that, because there may be some things that are more attractive or bought, you know, sort of bought up by other high command members or command members, but it doesn't put me off, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, that's a good answer. Transparently, I'm at the stage where if you are chief, you have full authority to topple the entire thing down and do whatever you want with it.
Right.
It's, I know the word restructure is scary. I'm not saying you need to do it, but it's an option I, quite frankly, you would have.
Right.
Sometimes things can get, sometimes patching up works. Sometimes you could just kind of have to, go for plan B.
You gotta wipe it. Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, right? I'm hoping. I know it's going to take time, right? That's a reality. But I want people to start respecting the police department and not just seeing them as the people that catch you. And I think it's it's what. There's little things, little expectations. For me, it comes down to this, and I may miss some bullet points here, but for me, it's a civilian's willing to talk to the cops, right? Even a felon, right? And not have to worry that that conversation is going to escalate into a shootout, right? Where both sides just keep dicking each other to the point where, you know, like a joyriding is now a 1 hour shootout. It includes, can when someone is arrested, are they able to articulate the reasons for it, right? Are they able to get their paperwork done in a timely fashion? I very much underline paperwork because even that situation we're handling with the gun thing, the guy's report isn't in there. It's like that. Yeah, the whole returning the gun is a problem, but all of it is stemming from why can't officers just, the call's over, just spend fucking 10 minutes, just type something in before getting out there.
Yeah,
and
all of this is my top priority as opposed to everything else.
Yeah, there's so much fallout that is a consequence of the basics being thrown away.
Yeah.
And if that foundation can just be there, very quickly things are gonna be. Now, granted, there may be people in the police force that don't actually give a fuck and just want to drive around and shoot and have their fun, but there's a responsibility, and that responsibility that individual's enjoyment cannot be put above the rest of the city.
I agree.
So,
if people enjoy what they're doing and being afforded this level of power, they've got to prove to us why they are responsible enough to have it. If they can't do basic procedure, then they might not be suitable. Not everybody is suitable for the job, right? Like, it's
the reality of the matter.
Same with every job, right? Every job has that. No one person is suitable for absolutely everything, and sometimes it gets to the point where you have to evaluate that a little bit.
Yeah, true. There is especially now that there are 2 counties, God knows what's going to happen next, right? There's the marshals, right? Reality is they're going to be breathing down everyone's neck. And
already are.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think to be fair, I think Pred was extra stirring because I was president.
Oh no, listen. I plan on working very closely with them. I'm one of the people that I'm one of the only people, I guess, who isn't dooming about their involvement in things.
No.
There's a lot of people who are very, very cautious. Some people are very overly worried, but actually, I'm loving the fact that we've got people to assist, keep us in line, and that includes myself, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Just as I would expect, if they were acting out of term or they were doing something that we deemed as not being right constitutionally or affecting people's rights, then we would call them out on it and we would handle it that way as well. Like it's the whole thing. I like this like sort of 3-way departmental sort of reliance, I guess, alliance. But yeah, no, Pred was definitely being extra stirring with that one.
Yeah,
because honestly, so far there have been. What I mean by they're already looking into things is there have been some developments that have already moved forward because of it. So,
in kind of a way, they can be the bad guy too, Like,
no, I understand that too, but I would fully expect them to work with us if we were to approach them with an issue that we've seen involving
absolutely
them, right? So
yeah, I think and that really is the way to look at it is changes happen, changes every 6 months. There's a churn in the atmosphere, and it's important to be prepared for that churn and not push back against it, because those that tend to push back are the ones that end up getting swept away with the water. Okay. So you are a very, I think, I'd like to say very stern officer, which isn't a bad thing.
Right.
It's very much like how I operate. Do you think there's is a need for the your goofball in your ranks to, like, your how do I put it? Your Duncan, the guy that or
Yeah.
like whatever, you know?
Yeah, there should be a mixture. Like I don't think. So a long time ago, it was kind of departments were pitted against each other. LSPD was seen as the really serious officers, and then BCSO was seen as the more goofy, right? And I don't think it should be like that. I fully welcome like a complete mix of people within the department, right? I like that there are different personalities. I think we should reflect the people that we serve at the end of the day, right? If we've got people of all different sort of personalities and stuff like that out in the general public, why shouldn't we? It helps people to relate to each other a little bit more. You get different perspectives on things. You get different people challenging things, and I think that's something that we should strive for instead of just, I don't know, a militia. You know, people all think in the same way, act in the same way.
Lauren, thank you for the prime sub.
I don't like that. I like individuality.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not like you're like somebody who is acting a little bit more silly doesn't mean I'm against it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Like I got Tilly in my administration, and holy fucking shit, she is the opposite of.
You know, it's complementary, right? Like,
Yep.
People complement each other, and I think that's important.
Yeah.
I mean, look at
Tilly's my den.
Like our conversation of Denzel, for example, right? You'd probably get the impression that I really don't like him at all.
No,
However,
I don't think that at all. I think you have a very healthy attitude towards him. I think hopefully he recognizes that. It's just.
Yeah, I put him forward as TRT lead for Shift 1.
Yeah.
I also thought he would do great, you know, assisting and training people up because they get to see a different style of operating. I don't by any means think he is the worst officer alive ever.
I don't think that one bit either.
No, I think he could improve, but I think anyone can improve, right? It's just with Denzel, it's mostly like, you know, his personality can sometimes get in the way of things.
Yeah. There's in Los Santos, if you are someone who is holding the wall, right, in any way, it's gonna be perceived a certain way, right? Like look, I'm probably considered one of the biggest assholes in the city. Like, I'm not oblivious to that, but I hold a very firm line. You know, I'm someone who likes to draw that red line and say, this is the line, it will not be crossed. And that is not something that everyone can necessarily resonate with, because it can be translated as like oh, I'm not allowed to do this thing. But it's more that I'm resolute as to what my expectations are. And I like them to be rather clear rather than, you know, being mad that someone's crossing it and not, you know, putting it out there. But it's I think those that come to get to know me understand why that's the case, and it's not you know, anyways, I don't think for one moment that you know, you don't like the guy or anything like that. I think
yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, I think that he's definitely got very good characteristics. I think he's great at leading scenes and stuff like that, but I'm trying to move people away from it. Just because you're good at this one thing doesn't mean that everything else can be terrible, right? Things need to be at a basic level, and then you can excel and focus on your acceleration in like acceleration. That's not a word, I just made that up.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, like you can then focus on, you know, honing in on your specialty sort of thing. But I also understand that people operate differently in terms of drives, right? So one of the reasons why I did recommend Denzel for lead TRT in Shift 1 is it gave him something to fucking focus on, you know? I recognize that some people need that focus. Like, some people are fine with just sort of going about day to day and seeing what the world throws at them. Other people need that bit of focus, and then you start seeing the best out of someone. So
I agree.
I'm all for that as well, which is a big thing that I want to do. Is make people feel that that they feel empowered.
Yeah.
because I think we've had a massive lack of that so far. And there's a difference between feeling like you can just go and do whatever the fuck you want and feeling empowered.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
absolutely.
gonna focus on that a little bit more. Make things a little bit more personally like.
Yeah, she's chief. So one thing that I am curious about is how is LSPD's PNT?
The people that work within LSPD PNT, I really like. The simple fact is in terms of FTOs and people who have that motivation and drive to train, it's lacking, purely because
yeah, we're gonna work well together.
Feel
I think.
down bad and feel hard done by.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate thing is that's kind of like a spiraling issue because holy shit.
Moonshine.
Because people, well, I don't think I'm gonna catch up with them, but I'm gonna try.
I can't believe someone said that you can break physics if you angle it properly. Yep.
No. Okay.
Might be able to catch them if you go left. No, never mind. So I may have missed what you said. Is
PNT, yeah. So that we're lacking on FTOs.
I gotcha.
People don't have the motivation to train. People will do it for a little bit. The biggest issue we've had is that we focused on a lot of brand new sort of people to the department, like people who have never worked as an officer before.
Yeah.
We were pushed to sort of prioritize those people, and those people take a lot of work, a lot of time and effort.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I mean, my concern, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. One of my concerns, and I have no insight as to how these applications are looked at, is I'm going to be a little cheeky here. If you find like a random like G6 driver who's like, I want to be a cop, they may have not been in Los Santos for like a very short period of time. So they're even may just be learning how to act.
Well,
so how do you how do you select who is even brought in versus not?
So personally for me, I want to shift what we sort of look for, because we've got people who we prioritize people who had barely. Oh my fucking god! Hang on a second. Wait.
Yeah, do you think? I need a second anyways. I gotta think about water. We can revisit
No,
this.
yeah, you're fine. Nino, will you sit in the back behind me, please?
Yep, I got you.
Have you got a vest? Do you want to go get a vest?
Yeah, I got a vest underneath.
You got a vest. Okay, all right, you're good. All right. Dispatch, 432. I'm going to 76 over to North Rockford. The shots fired.
Oh, let's go! Yeah, man, I'm good. She's it's gonna take a miracle for me to say someone else should be chief. Look, here's the thing. She's smart. She has the same mentality as Nino does. There may be someone that others think would be better, but that's because they might be better for them. But for Nino's chief, that's Vivian. And she doesn't yabba dabba do. Yabba dabba do pisses me off. I'm way too old for yabba dabba do. So, like, I want to be able to have a conversation with my chief of police, not fucking, want to, Doesn't she butt head with Crims a lot? Why the fuck would I give a fuck? Yeah, good. What do you mean butt heads with criminals a lot? She's a cop.
Do we think they just shot the security guards? Oh, I have a... Never mind, it's not local. Ma'am, please come on through. I'm trying to. Okay, I'm trying to clear the garage, please. Ma'am.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
Keep driving, ma'am. You got this. Maybe go forward a little. Okay. I know I'm coming the wrong way, but I did have my lights on, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I think we should be good. You
All
can
right,
probably
easy.
stay in front again. You should be okay. Are you ready for the answer?
Yes.
And it was about. Hang on, what was? It was about the. Wait, what was the question?
Oh yeah, the selecting who gets brought into the academy.
I kind of want to move a focus to people that have lived within Los Santos for a while. There was like they had to have a job and everything like that, but I'm going to be honest, we hired a lot of people who had literally just moved over quite close to the gates being reopened and stuff. There was a lot of people who were just not used to San Andreas and the atmosphere. And I don't want to, I really don't want to sort of focus too heavily on that right now. I feel like we need an injection of people who have lived here for quite a while, know their way around, but also know the general population. Because I think it's important to understand the people that you are protecting and serving, right? You need to understand.
She's been thinking about this for a minute.
From, what their
you can tell. I literally share every.
Like that,
I share the same opinion for every answer she's giving. So unless she's been sitting here watching all my streams for 14 hours, which obviously is not happening. That's impossible. Like it's she gets it. I don't think others do.
I want to shift my focus into. Firstly, I've got a bit of a priority of bringing people in who have previous law enforcement experience, because that, again,
she's tapped into my brain.
That we didn't really oh my god.
Oh, there we go.
That we didn't really focus on.
Yep. Yep. I think they took a left over here. Up ahead.
They took a left? Up ahead? Okay.
Yeah, up ahead.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it's very obvious running into. It's not as bad now, but it's been obvious from time to time where, like, you know, how do I put this? If they don't have the time in Los Santos, like this particular county, there's that danger of, like, you know, the happy-go-lucky. Oh my God, I'm a cop fresh out of academy, and the first thing that happens is they get met with someone screaming at them and they break. And you can't fix that unless they've been around. Like, it's just the reality of things.
You need to kind of be used to what you're going to meet on the street.
Yep. And sure, they might stick around for a while, but they're going to stick around and start spiraling, and then God knows what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we all have bad days, right? But if someone's got a heads up of how things actually are out there, then the better.
Obviously the solution isn't, you know, get every, you know, cousin for every criminal, because that doesn't work either, right? You're not gonna see him ever.
No.
What about, like, you know, how do I put this? What's your take on, like, bringing some of the vets back? Are there any? Well, I'm not gonna actually ask that. That might. It's too much.
Listen, I'm very open to people with experience. Honestly,
Hello.
I don't.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh wait, Nino, is that you?
Hey, what's going on?
Nino, I thought we got a rise on this, job.
Give Chris a call. I've briefed him on what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, there's. I'll give you the TLDR. It had to get pulled back because IT is fucking up the numbers. So
All right, perfect.
yeah.
No worries.
Yep.
Yeah. Say less.
Yep. Easy.
All right, you have a good day, guys.
All right, brother.
Congrats
Take
again.
care.
All right, you too.
I learned already that this shit is so fucking complicated. It's literally calculus, that thing. And so I'm just blaming IT for the time being. We are. Can we drive like a little bit away and
Yeah, of course, yeah.
we're losing $180,000 an hour.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's don't tell anybody, please.
Oh my god. No.
I don't know what's happening. I suspect people are getting addicted to weed, and local rehabilitation clinics are charging us $180,000 an hour.
Oh my
where
god.
From last night at 8 p.m., it went from a $9 million surplus in the last 7 days to we're probably at about negative $500,000. So maybe this might also kind of underline why I was so triggered yesterday from that call. Like,
yeah.
we need this thing. Like,
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, yeah.
I don't necessarily. I think it's, the feds that are like tracking them. Do you have any food by any chance?
No, I don't actually.
All right.
I should probably go and get some food. Let's go get some food.
I think the numbers are getting fudged because there's no way there's even $180,000 of weed sales taking place. So I think maybe we're getting overcharged, which I'm hoping. But
holy crap.
But as a worst case scenario, they may not be wrong, and
yeah.
I don't know how. Yeah. So, why did I bring that up? There was a reason for it. Oh yeah, that's right, the slider stuff. So yeah, there may even need to be an entire reset of everything. Like all taxes up, all payments go down. So right now I'm trying to like assess that. I'm not afraid to do it, to be honest, because I'll just blame Max. Which, to be honest, there is so much opportunity on those tools for like subsidizing things and whatever that you know how bad it is actually. The doctors were. Cantor did not agree with something that Max wanted to do, specifically like reprimanding doctors that got misdemeanors.
Right.
And so he reduced all their pay, but in doing so, he reduced the efficiency of their medical equipment, making that instead of them being able to heal you in 5 minutes, you can now get sorted in a minute. Yeah.
Your name is Bird, because that's a stupid fuck name.
All right, time.
Y'all know I cooked that shit. Y'all know I cooked that shit.
Cut the music. We got a special guest.
I did that.
Hey, step right up. We got a fucking special guest up in there. Let me get some noise for the mayor.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing today?
I ain't gonna lie, I won that shit though. It's how to vote with a vote right now.
Hey, I appreciate y'all voting for me. If you got any concerns, questions about sanitation, Chris is your man. This guy's doing calculus, doing Excel sheets and all that. And
we in the middle of some hip hop right now.
Homie. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you get back on that mic, and I'm gonna get some food. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Before you go, Mr. Mayor, just giving back to the community. These two's gonna do a final 30-second wrap off. I'm gonna let the mayor decide who's doing it.
The last one was final, dog.
Oh shit!
Listen, stop bitching or you're gonna lose. All right, 30 seconds.
I'm gonna switch y'all with some different shit. I'm gonna switch y'all with some different
No beat. Acapella.
Acapella? Okay.
About to vote. We about to vote.
Could I get two of each?
Listen, there's two people in the crowd. That ain't a vote, motherfucker. I'm deciding. I'm deciding.
I just want to go ahead and just take the L. Just take the L.
Are you taking the L ahead, or you gonna fight him?
Go ahead and pay, and then
we can shoot it out. We can duke it out.
Yep,
what you want to do? We can poop it out, motherfucker.
Damn. He over here threatening you with a rap. Listen,
dropping
go ahead.
bars like I'm
Get
in
it
a car
in.
about to
Get
do
it
a
in the
drive-by.
last 30 seconds. This is
Let
it.
me,
Remember your balls and go at it.
Bag that up for you. There you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Do something
Appreciate it.
special, motherfucker.
Here we go. Go. 30 seconds.
Got my bullets, make my bullets unbutton you. Grab the knife, the machete, put a motherfucking cut in you. Take the gloves, cover your motherfucking head top. You know what I'm saying? The way you dread me is like dreadlocks. Take them braids and undo them. Put you on the floor, sue them. You know what I'm saying? Take that cigarette, burn your motherfucking lips off, burn your motherfucking nose. Grab the shotty, see how it blows. Take your motherfucking face off, take all your motherfucking clothes. I'm done.
Time. All right,
Oh,
Purple.
shit.
Let him have it.
I'm about to slap you so hard that you won't motherfucking stink no more. I'm gonna take you to the grocery store and make you watch me eat. That's you gotta go ooh, and then I'm gonna say something else.
Ooh, goddamn.
I'm gonna take off your slippers and you won't have no feet.
All right.
I'm gonna cut your toenails.
All right. I'm ready
And
whenever.
now you'll have some teeth.
All right.
Oh shit.
Black Cat won, very obviously.
You clearly got dandruff. Because
All right.
So their equipment was bad.
So it was like a middle schooler that moved, was behind. It's really this. Half that stuff wasn't even touched. He
Mr.
reduced
Mayor.
the quality. Hey, how you doing? He reduced so the mayor's office can choose the level of quality of the medical equipment. And so it's always something I've wondered, like, why the fuck does it take so long for them to, help us?
Yeah.
Nobody knew this. And so
Oh.
I cranked it even a little bit, and they brought, they're doing the numbers for me right now. If you let's say you got shot, right? You completely messed up. It will take about 5 minutes for them to patch you up. It now takes 60 seconds. So now there's room for them to, talk to you instead of just rapping you for 5 minutes straight.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
The city can subsidize, in other words, divert money towards businesses. There's, it's but yeah, IFACs are probably better too, by the way.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't bring it all the way up, because
Yeah.
I don't want to turn you guys into super soldiers. So, but yeah, there's well, Viv, do you have any questions for me? Anything that might be on your mind, fears included. I'm not going to take it in any kind of way.
No, I'm intrigued to see, how you were questioning me about BCSO and how they would, if there was a scenario where they would sort of encroach upon LSPD and standards of operating, stuff like that. What about you and Andy? How do you foresee, your working relationship?
She wouldn't accept that I wanted a proposal before moving forward. And to me, that was rather concerning, primarily because I'm a strong believer that you got to put the proposal on paper, no confusion, allow people to, think on it. Not to mention with the amount of things that are going to be coming across my desk versus hers, because, city versus the desert.
Yeah.
If I don't have it on paper, it's I can't memorize every conversation. I got 4 meetings lined up.
No, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's also my sanity check. Do you really want this? So write it down. I think there's going to be, I think we'll find a way to work together, but it was concerning to me that she led the BCSO meeting on the highway patrol yesterday. So,
yeah.
But, at the end of the day,
Nino.
before.
Hello? Hey, I'm riding with the mayor at the moment. What's up?
Viv.
Oh, shit. Hi, Nino. Yep. All right.
Yeah, I could tell because the sheriff
See you
was
later,
already
bye.
on the LSPD car.
What's that?
Oh, yesterday when I took your car after you got shot and killed at the hospital.
Yeah.
In the glove box, I did everything that my car has, so maybe that might actually fix it.
Okay, I've done this like 4 times though, and the valet just keeps painting shirt. I think he's just deliberately trying to wind me up, you know?
Worth a try.
Oh, maybe
I'll
ask
try it,
on
I'll try it.
fire. Yeah,
Oh my God,
she's
they're
messing
approaching
around.
already.
But yeah, the valet has been paid off by BCSO. Paint my livery vest. Yeah,
Oh God!
Nino, these are my 2 PAs. Duncan is my senior PA.
Oh.
And then Peach is my newly hired junior PA.
Oh shit!
Oh, I need to correct myself. I made a mistake. I said you had 0 outstanding meeting requests. I actually forgot about the Daisy one, but I don't know if she's still around.
No, I've completed the Daisy one.
All right, you have 0. You have 0 outstanding meeting requests.
Okay. All right.
No. We delegated that to McNulty.
Oh, you have? Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't overload the lieutenant here.
All right, brilliant. Did that come from? Was that the one from Riker?
That was the one from Johnson.
Ah, shit. There was one from Riker as well. Riker's text me. Can you guys call Riker back and see if he got it fixed, please? He wanted me to ping some judges.
Yeah,
so it might be
I'll give
something
him a
that
call.
McNulty might be able to.
Nino, do you need an extension on your meeting?
I have a meeting in about an hour. I need about 10 more minutes, and then I should be good.
I will pen you in for giving you an additional 8 hours with Vivian because I know you probably have a lot to talk about.
Okay. Oh shit.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so enjoy that 8-hour extension.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you guys. Bye.
So I think ultimately there's going to be a learning curve, right?
Yeah.
Especially with us handling 2 very different vibes, I think.
Right.
The city's probably going to be, high octane while having a high demand for accountability, which is going to be it. This city is going to have the biggest problem, right? And that's why I am at least understanding to a degree why, maybe that is the biggest issue, is just like, how do we add some fun new tools or whatever? But for me, it's so, I'm going to do my best to make sure things work while simultaneously ensuring that the city is protected and the LSPD is protected. And, I do have my concerns. Like I said, I did not like the way that yesterday's meeting was approached, but
No.
I think it's resolvable,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it might have been done as like an excitement thing. Things were still fresh. Like you guys had just been sworn in. I kind of feel like that was a bit early. Like, you need the time to sort of settle before starting business like that. And I feel like it was just a very quick, like, oh, let's see if we can do this sort of thing. It was a quick test, I guess.
Yeah, agreed.
I can safely say I'm not of the opinion that is one of their, biggest priorities, considering the meeting with Pred earlier was regarding one of BCSO's deputies, so they should still have the same issues that LSPD does in terms of basic procedure and paperwork, things like that. It's not just an LSPD issue.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's I also want to make sure I'm treading carefully because we don't know how much of this new legislation is. I foresee that both counties are going to be very much 2 counties, and I think that's based on just the legislation's going to be it's going to be 2 different worlds, I think, ultimately. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's going to be exciting.
Same.
And so
I have the same outlook on that. I'm really excited to see how things play out.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and this is not my intention. I want to make this very clear.
Okay.
But if a wall was to be built, separating the 2, like, I mean, who knows? That might be a reality for like a week or something, and I could imagine some very fun scenarios popping up,
Okay.
And but obviously at the same time, I gotta balance ensuring that if those things were to happen, they were portrayed the right way and it didn't boil into you know, anything taken too seriously. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you know, need to make sure the city isn't miserable.
Yes.
Nino.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. Did a man named Peter Pan talk to you recently about Sandy?
I would speak with Chris. We are currently investigating it. It appears
Okay.
that the boss is drunk.
The boss is drunk? What do you mean?
Yeah. I think he
Are you talking about Leo?
yeah, I think so. I think
He's drinking on the job again.
yeah, he's been miserable. He thinks you know, it's gonna be just like the same. So you know, we are looking into it. And things will, we're playing around trying to get the proper data. So
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right.
All
Hope that helps.
righty. Yeah,
But Chris is your man right now.
checking.
Right now, I'm trying
Alright,
to
sounds good.
have everything focused on Chris, so he's like my guy. Now that's not
Mhm.
necessarily permanent, but it makes me allows me to handle all the, you know, the dozen other things without losing my mind. Yo,
Okay,
drop it.
sounds
Thank you
good.
the 5 gifted
Appreciate it,
subs.
Nino.
Anytime. You take care, brother.
All right, see ya.
All right, bye. Yeah, Sandy is something else. You know, these guys, like, it costs us, like, some of the stuff doesn't make any sense. Like, I can improve the efficiency of how well the Sandy workers work, but then the
Right.
cost of the state is, like, in the hundreds of thousands. It's,
That's crazy.
so inherently it's like, okay, well, you could produce maybe, like, another $50,000 worth of material at a going rate of, like, $10. But if it costs the state, like, 4 times that amount, then why wouldn't I just subsidize it? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions about, like, I know you had
Honestly,
the state ones.
no.
Okay.
I'm pretty good on everything. How do you How do you foresee, sort of, Actually, no. We've gone through it. We've gone through all the ranks and stuff like that. And how you're more inclined to push for assistant chief either in shift 1 or 2. Same with the chief.
Yeah.
Would a captain be, in your opinion, then more suitable for a shift 3 position?
Yeah. And I think
Okay.
that's just due to the inherent nature of, you know, shift 1 and 2 are, you know, prime time, like they like to call it.
Right, yeah.
And this is not, I know that can be taken like, oh man, shift 3 is neglected. You know, it's not that. It's just the realities of things, right?
Yeah, so all 3 shifts are really different, right? Shift 1 and 2 are probably the most similar. Shift 1 and 2 are the most hectic. But then that, I do need that, there needs to be like that shift 3 sort of representation, right? Because even though things differ, I would not want SOPs purely based on shift 1 and 2 and just not taking anything into account from shift 3.
Okay.
And I also think the whole,
yeah.
the feeling heard will be reflected from having a high command member in shift 3 all the way down to the officers in shift 3. Because you know, I know we've got a command structure and we've got a lieutenant in shift 3 and everything like that, but just having a high command member from shift 3 would, it's like the psychological aspects of it, right? It would appease people a lot more.
Yeah.
To know that they've got that there and they're being listened to.
Agreed.
Essentially.
Oh, Angel.
And
Hey,
you know-
Justice Angel. How you doing?
I'm just letting you know, I put forward the legislation outlining the exact guidelines and how legislation proposals work into the process of which it works. So I finalized the details and put them in there. If you could please just review it and give me your thoughts so I can
Absolutely. I'll do that
modify anything if it needs to. But this is kind of the process that we settled on and finally formalized. So
okay.
if you notice any typos or any logic loopholes or anything like that, just let me know, okay?
Okay, will do. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Nino. Bye.
Take care. Just gotta make a call real quick.
Okay.
Hey, Abilene.
You know what's up?
So the legislation proposal and approval process has been published. I know you can't see it yet, but could you send me I'm going to send you an email with it. Take a look and let me know any of your thoughts. I'm going to be reviewing it too in a little bit. And we also have meetings lined up in about 45 minutes.
Okay, will that be at the mayor's office?
Yep, that is correct. Let me fire this to you. Let me know if you see it. All right.
Yep, I'm looking at it.
Okay. Give me a sec. I'm gonna send you a photo of it too, because some of it's not formatted.
Yeah, this is actually the format I've just been working off of. I did the stop and go legislation already. I don't know if you saw, and I'm working on the weed legislation right now, and I'm using that exact format. Actually.
Oh fuck yeah! All right, that's what I'm talking about. So we could get legislation passed today. Who knows? Might get
we can
lucky.
get both. We can, if you want to, get both of those legislations passed tonight. Because I'll be done with the weed legislation by the time we're having those meetings.
Okay.
5 minutes.
Sorry, one sec.
Sir, there's no nothing concerning the sewers at this time. So just operate as you would if none of that was in effect, you know?
Perfect. All right, there we go. I just sent it to you. All right.
Also, someone here was asking about the sewer thing. That's something I could cook up later too if you're interested.
Fuck the sewers. Let them go down there if they need to. I'd say unless there's like tangible like public safety concerns, like actual you know what I mean? I don't want to restrict things unless there's like tangible reasons to do it. You know?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to check in 2 seconds, but I think there might be a penal code citation still existing for being in the sewers. I have to check though.
No worries. All right.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon. Yeah.
All right. Bye.
All right. Later. All right. So stop and go is gonna get sent out tonight, maybe even passed, and weed legislation as well. So joints 5 or less is gonna become decriminalized. That's probably going to be our first.
Joint? Is it half a gram per joint?
I think the way that it's, I don't know the weight precisely, but I think it's going to be on a per joint base.
Okay.
We'll see what Abby cooks up, but I'll send it your way too, so you can take a look.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So Soze wants to do a boot camp in LSPD. What are your thoughts?
A boot camp?
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that.
Okay.
I honestly feel like their training kind of needs to, it's almost... I would be the worst person in the world to do this. I don't want to bring everyone back down to cadet level, but I really need people to go through training again, because I kind of want to ask every officer, hey, what's the difference between reasonable suspicion and probable cause, and how would you explain both of those things? I kind of want to do that because I am so worried about the things that I've been hearing back.
I told you about my bench trial, right?
Your bench trial? Which one?
With the laundromat. Oh boy.
Oh yes.
Oh,
no, I
good.
heard about,
Okay.
Yeah, you did. You told me about that.
Yeah. All right.
Was either you or someone else told me about that?
Yeah, it was
the radio channel. That one.
Yes, where the detective was like, I don't know why I arrested, like what my PC for the arrest was.
Right.
Well, he didn't say it exactly like that, but he couldn't remember if it was like reckless endangerment or whether it was accessory to robbery. And then he said, I tend to forget things while on the stand. So entirely invalidating the entire arrest.
Yeah, articulation. I think people are overcomplicating articulation, I swear.
And I think that does come back to the training thing, right? It's not like they aren't capable. I think it's because the training isn't there that... Oh. Hey, Justice Angel.
Hey, sorry, keep calling you because I keep forgetting to mention the small details.
It's
So
okay.
I'm talking with the IT guys about getting you guys your own roles to post in City Hall. Until then, if you have anything you want to propose or put forward, you can just send it to me and I'll post it there on your behalf. Okay. I don't know when you're gonna start doing stuff. So
already we're gonna in an hour we're gonna have two things in that format ready to go.
okay, yeah, just send me the document and I'll just paste it on there and put it up on your behalf until I can get you those
Awesome.
permissions. I'm working as hard as I can, but you know some things are out of my control.
No, listen, Angel, it's very obvious you're cooking heavy, so I appreciate the heck out of that.
All right, okay, you take
Hell
care,
yeah.
Nino. I have to get
All
back to this. So
All right.
bye.
Take care. All right. Yeah, I think like Forte, right? I think that guy's very capable. I just, you know, he was the one that was on the stand. I just my suspicion is, like, I'm just gonna say it flat out. The guy's a detective. Like, I don't know what the hell happened there. You know, like it kind of feels like someone was just like, oh wait, you don't want to come on duty? Here's a vest. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So, okay, so my opinion of the investigative unit, like, I like the fact that it wasn't, they use the term, like, well, gatekeeping and not gatekeeping, right? But there is, to a point, a unit like that has to be based on officers who are pretty long-standing with what they have done in the past. Like, they're someone who's been around for a long while. They're very good at their officer discretion. They've got plenty of knowledge and experience behind them. Not people who have recently started operating as a law enforcement officer, you know?
Yeah.
That's not... detectives are supposed to be very good at what they do. The point to which, you know, they're trusted with the most top priority cases, right? Like, yeah, it's kind of rough because a lot of people will just assume, oh, it's being gate kept, but actually, it's just a case of people need to prove why they should be in there, right? And there's a basic level which is higher than that of just your standard law enforcement officer, like a lot higher than just a patrol officer, you know?
Oh, 100%. I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I think people, you know, they've got their ambitions, which is great. Like, if Forte wanted to work towards that, great. Same with other detectives, but I just feel like it was a bit early, for some people, to the point where they haven't built up that officer discretion or experience or general knowledge first. Like, it's.
I couldn't agree more. Like, so transparently, Slacks came to me before a week, 2 weeks ago. And he said, hey, if you go for mayor, what are your thoughts on me starting a different department for detectives? And I'm like, brother, have you solved the case yet? And the reason I mentioned that, and he didn't take that very well, but I tried to explain to him that, how are you going to ask me what my thoughts are on a detective unit, let alone the fact that you even have detectives, until, like, in my mind, right? Why not just have a police department and people investigate as they wish? And let's say some start to bubble up and start solving some cases, start winning in court. Now, all of a sudden, you can look at that person or those sets of individuals and be like, okay, they've got the chops to become detectives and spin something up. But if instead you just say, hey, here's some vests that say detective on it, they're not going to magically start solving cases.
No, exactly, yeah.
It's the definition of putting lipstick on a pig and saying they're like a freaking supermodel.
Exactly. It's the same as well, that's my whole view about ranks as well, right? Is that they need to prove that they can do it before they get it. It's not a if someone proves that that's the sort of thing that they can do and they do it well, then go for it.
And does it really matter at that point either? Like, if they're a quote-unquote detective, like, aren't people going to be like, yo, that's, you know, so-and-so, he just, you know, took out, you know, raided 3 properties and got a huge bust, you know? There's also the danger, too, because, and this is the bit that, I'm being transparent about this, not to throw Slacks under the bus, but rather, you know, people are thinking these things, right? Is
Right.
I guess a lot of them wanted to not respond to patrol calls and shit, and I'm just like, well, then where the look?
I was assured that wasn't the case, so.
Oh no, that was what was proposed to me, that they didn't want to go patrol, and I'm like,
Oh,
brother, how the hell are you
okay.
gonna find cases? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how you gonna know what's happening in the city if you're just like, you know,
Exactly.
like sitting in a fucking
Yeah.
bush? Like, how are you gonna know what you're even looking at?
I mean, that sounds more of a PI sort of thing rather
Yeah.
than a law enforcement thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, first and foremost, our top priority is patrol. It's never going to be like anything else, and patrol can do investigations. That's another myth that needs to be dispelled.
Yeah, for me, like, you know, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, which is, you know, morale, articulation, getting numbers up, because people want to come on duty and there's solid offices, and having a good, you know, a public image, let's call it.
Yeah.
Once those things are solidified, then the world is, you know, then we can start doing some cool shit. You know what I mean? Like, someone brought up aircrafts, like, hey, can we get a fighter jet? And I'm like, who the fuck's gonna fly it? Yeah, that was, I'm not gonna say who it is, but, you know, you know, let's say it was a member of high command, and I'm just like, why are you asking me about fighter jets right now? The fuck are you gonna do with it? Who's gonna fly it? And they're like, oh, but I can. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Like, if you're bored, just like, you know, just join a gang, please.
I feel it's awful because there's this mindset of, I've worked hard for a couple of weeks, I should have this now. And I'm gonna be real. When it comes to, you know, being able to prove your worth, it's generally months and months of hard work. You know, sometimes it's years for some people, right? But it shouldn't be seen as a, oh, just because you haven't got what you wanted after a couple of weeks, that department's terrible. It's a case of, well, maybe you haven't done a good enough job convincing people that, you know, you're of that level. But also, instant gratification isn't real life.
I agree, and I think you know, more offices that enjoy being offices, right, is what's needed, because if you need toys to stick around, then that's a red flag and a half.
You're not doing the job for the right reason.
Yeah. Like, I might be speaking a little bit too much from like a different, you know, part of my soul, right? But like, I genuinely do not understand the concept of toys.
No, I mean, I get the fact that it can get to you when you're doing the same sort of calls
what I'm saying is,
and you've got
Brian Knight and his CVP. I enjoy just
again, but there is a level of responsibility.
give me a
within each
CVPI and a
individual
badge, and I'm
person
happy.
To make of it what you will with your time on duty, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's too much reliance on other people making you happier instead of people sort of trying to find the reason why they got into this job in the first place. If people took this job in the first place to drive a car fast without being pulled over, then they took it for the wrong reason, right?
Well, that's kind of, you know, goes back to the you know, who is brought through academy, because there's a real chance that in the same way that, you know, they may not have had enough experience in the city, that can also lead them to have those like, well, you know, I patrolled for a month, I'm bored, I want to get into shootouts, right?
Yeah, I'm 10-8, what's up? What do you need me?
Need me in the back?
We're going to a cash exchange robbery. You should be good at the moment.
right.
It's up to you, though.
Yeah, I'll sit in the back just in case, you know.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to stay silent while you do this, and I'm going to think about some water.
Okay. No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. She's, chat, this has been a very good conversation. I enjoy speaking with her. I see. I don't feel like my brain is melting and I want to beat my head against a wall. She's saying the right things. We have now spoken long enough for me to know that she's not saying the right things because I want to hear them, I now am resolute in saying
Answer
she's
the question,
saying
McNulty.
I can now say that she's saying what she believes in, and it lines up with how my mental on it is.
Vivian!
So, I think I'm just gonna make the call. Let me go grab some water. I'll be right back.
McNulty's my ride along. Well, I'm McNulty's ride along.
Why?
What do you mean?
The
I have a-
whole truth and nothing but the truth is, Kyle Pred saved my life, and he asked it as a favor, and I'm a man of my word.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Nino?
Have fun.
Nino, is that you?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Nino in my car.
Hey, what's going on, Nino?
Why are you in a BCSO car?
Because every time I get
Nino!
my car out, no matter how
Oh
much
my
I
God, are you
spend-
leaving us?
No. BCSO are paying the valet to change my livery every time I park my car.
Boss, take the back.
Fucking asshole.
McNulty to dispatch. Frequent review passive change, please. Bobbing over town to everybody. Yeah.
Nino. 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 Hey. Psst, psst. Nino. Hey, Nino. Nino. Hey, Nino. Nino. Nino, I'm in the car beside you, Nino.
Maybe. I guess he just can't hear you. Oh, it's definitely not ignoring you.
Nino. Nino.
Here, I'll help.
Oh, cool. I'm not dead yet.
Nino. Nino.
All right, I'm back.
Nino. Nino.
Wait, what the fuck am I coming back to?
Nino. The lieutenant has it. How's it going, Lieutenant?
Wait, how long has he been saying my name?
Of course, officer.
Oh my. Oh, like, what the fuck? Since I left? Oh my god. Yeah, I went to go get a case of water. Yeah, I'm pretty resolute. Cause here's the thing, right? And I think this is important to say. The chief of police needs to be somebody that Nino can work with, right?
Hey, Bobby.
And
Hi, Bobby.
what I don't need
What's going on, Lieutenant?
is just someone who can say
That's me.
poo poo pee pee
That's me.
or can't focus on the job. There's a lot of work that needs to be done.
You need some officers.
And there needs to be a lot of OOC consideration.
No, I think shift one's going to be okay. There's quite a few people we're going to be bringing on, so.
Because if you don't have that, things aren't going to get better. You can put your poo poo pee pees throughout the ranks, right? But you need someone that's got a good head on their shoulders.
Denied is a strong word.
What OOC consideration?
Bro, denied is a strong word.
Brother, you're right. You're creating like a... Sometimes people forget that if you're running a department, that's OOC work. You're running a real organization with real people that have
McNulty,
real
is there a temporary
effects.
denial for this one?
Not everyone's cut out for that.
Viv already is. Don't worry. No. Break. Viv, take primary. I'll take secondary. And then Jack, tertiary. Remaining tertiary. Ray, parallel. Everybody else secure.
No, you're good.
Wait, what did they ask for?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Viv.
Okay.
Even writing that proposal is a lot of OOC work. Yeah. Yo, what's going on, Carmen? Oh my God. Yesterday's RP was so funny.
You want
want us mounting up? 10-4.
I also think it was important that Nino's able to say, hey, here's some shit that I'm going to tell you that I'm concerned with, and getting a real conversation back. Because Nino's going to be working with the chief very closely. And if I can't feel comfortable having a conversation with someone with the feeling that they're going to go fucking stir drama, bro, that's just going to be, that's not going to work out. You know what I mean? That's huge. Otherwise, I'm going to be spinning in circles all fucking day.
Wait, what the fuck? That was inside of this car.
Yeah, I didn't get any political answers. I don't think she was bullshitting. I think she's got the right mindset. You know.
Looking good out there, officer.
What?
I know. I'm sure there's some people that are.
Looking good, officer.
Look, I'm gonna slap my dick on the table. I played a high tier crim. I ran a detective unit.
Oh fuck.
I've run a police department. Right.
That's it, Nino Chavez.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it takes the right person to be put in place. Oh, that's a good question. I like that. I'm gonna do that after the cash exchange. Yeah. So I'm not really gonna take into consideration what your favorite streamer might say, because my question would be, have they ever done the job?
Yeah, there's a new
right,
shirt
or got
that
anywhere
will
close to it?
look really fucking nice, like a nice little detective.
So
okay, all right.
It's because someone may have had a incident at some point. Doesn't change.
On me no matter what.
Otherwise, you know,
I can't deal with it. Bugs me too much.
Do you know what's really annoying about the holster though? Is
No,
the fact
I think
that
I've
it's
already
in
made
with
my
the,
decision.
In the catalog with the vests and not the fucking holsters, so
Well,
you can't have a vest.
After yesterday,
It takes me about 20 minutes to find the prick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I already
it's annoying
kind of
'cause
knew
I would
for a
love to
while,
have this
but
and a
yeah.
vest, so that obviously in a situation like this, I could just put my vest on, but I can't.
Like I told, hang on, wait. I told Raj you guys are gonna come out. Right, we let them know so they don't see when you come out. We'll do it, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna put into place what's best for me, which means the best for the city, not what's the best for, you know, someone else.
Over here, Love. Over here. Alright, I need you to turn around. I gotta put you in cuffs, okay? Alright, sit tight.
Also, she's down to have Sozan. She's down to dismantling everything if necessary, and that's what I need to hear. I don't need like
going for tase.
Like I said, there's a lot. Wait, is that Lav?
Come on, guys, lock it in.
And she's okay with everyone leaving? Yeah, that was a big part. I think the idea behind hiring, yeah, it just resonates. I just don't see anyone else coming close to her qualification.
So did I.
That's ridiculous. Oh my God. Embarrassing.
Wait, what the fuck? There was 3 of them. Oh,
Yeah, 3 of them ejected. Alright, they're continuing westbound. Can someone, Minotti, you good? Alright. Negative, can you take it?
I'm not fucking you up, am I, by being the back left?
No, you should be
Okay.
fine. I saw them going through the poles at first, and then I realized they crashed, so I kind of crashed into the back of
Oh,
them.
easy. Well, I meant
No,
more
no,
like
you're fine. No,
the
it's
vehicles
just the
don't spin
acceleration.
depending on where I'm sitting, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't
Alright.
think so. I've never noticed a problem. Person in road. Oh my God. Okay, they're continuing north. They made a left west on Swiss on VCB. Someone look out southbound on Power. Holy shit, are you good?
Yep, I'm good.
You okay?
Not on the highway. I bet they went group 6. I'm trying not to let Brian kick in. I'm trying not to let Brian Knight kick in, but like being in a cop car, I'm like, I did it twice already where I'm like, oh, try wrapping around that way. I am itching. Yo, Rip, thank you for the 10 months. Oh, they found it again.
Secondary, eastbound Dutch London.
Viv was VPD.
Crossing the bridge over the canals. Approaching Popular, eastbound El Rancho. Crossing Popular, full sending it, eastbound El Rancho. Still full sending. They're now going to be northbound El Rancho. Northbound El Rancho. Crossing Capital. Disregard, no, left, westbound Capital. Right, northbound Popular Street. Northbound Popular. Slowing. Approach it, slowing. They're at Supply. We're at a stop.
All right, go ahead.
Mayor D's nuts.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, GG, GGQ, I think they 63 months, man.
Vespucci. Still westbound Vespucci. Slowing northbound Power Street.
Yo,
lower.
I saw you on the server. You were tweeting.
Right, eastbound San Andreas. Left, northbound Elgin. Passing Pillbox, northbound Elgin. Crossing Occupation, crossing Harwick, northbound Elgin. Slowing, only 15 into a wall, they're U-turning. They're trying to take an alley. Left, eastbound on Harwick. Left, northbound Elgin. Alright, we're right eastbound on Vinewood Boulevard, approaching Disregard. Right southbound York Street. Go Del Paro jump. Yeah, Del Paro jump. Go, someone get to Del Paro, please. They're still going off roads. They're taking a run up. They made it. So did we. They're taking the off ramp now for Elgin. Stand by. I'm gonna to take comms for a second.
It's no, I wouldn't say it's been muggy. It's been pretty good. I can't believe they friggin' flew out right away. I'm letting them do their thing.
think they went left. Stand by. I'm pretty sure they came left and they were going east. They were going
Yo,
east.
Tronk, thank you for the 28
they,
months.
Shot in front of us.
Oh shit, we got a meeting in 20 minutes. Should have enough time.
Last thing going east towards Spanish Avenue. I'm pushing full east. Are you okay, Nino?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, alright. Eastbound Harwick is code 4. They went south on Strange Ways, right? I'm gonna code 6 the hills.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, that's gonna happen, right? When you're chasing. I know, we've been cooking, man. Yesterday we went fucking ham. We got a lot done though.
Alright, well, Vivian is code 4. I'm going to code 6, picture perfect, westbound. Westbound, pitch perfect all the way to North Rockford is code 4. On a code 6, Bay City Ave. How long do you want us code 6 and 4? Alright, time 4. 432 transitioning channel 1. Okay. Hello?
All right.
Hey. Peach ditched you. Yeah, give me a second, I've gotta repair it.
All right. Vivian, after this, you mind dropping me off at City Hall?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine, Nino.
Awesome. Thank you.
Alright, Duncan, I'll come and get you in a second. I'm just repairing my car, okay? Alright, see you in a bit.
All right. Got meetings lined up on my way. Oh, fuck. That was a really good convo.
Okay.
All right. I'm thinking about selling PD ammo to the public.
What?
You know, to get the revenue back.
Why? What? Hang on. What? Is there not a way that you could supply a store with?
Yeah, like
PD
maybe
armor? Well, not PD armor,
know,
but armor.
like, you know, all right, listen, I'm gonna be honest. I was gonna test you, but then I can't.
I can't have you solid piece. I was like, where the hell did this come from? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
Look, yeah, someone actually brought that up to me earlier today. Maybe we can, you know, reverse the debt by selling PD ammo. I was like, I don't know how the fuck that's gonna work.
So then every time we find someone with PD armor, we charge them? Or just ignore it?
Yeah, I think the idea was based on like, I guess there was a point in time where there wasn't like serial numbers or whatever.
Right.
There's a lot of so one of the areas of like unrest, which some of it is I think beyond me, is you know, there's a very large market for PD armor, and the argument is, well, you know, the charge for the PD armor is equal to the cost of the PD armor, so it's like almost worth it, but not something that's desirable but necessary. So they're trying to come up with a solution to it. But
I don't know. Maybe
you know,
someone could like, I don't know, look into producing something. Like maybe that could be a business idea for someone. No?
Technically they can, but it's extremely limited in production rate.
Oh, okay.
But you know, it's one of those age-old like something you guys have is valuable. What is the cost of the charge? Which is unfortunate, but you know, yeah, no, I have no intent that you guys start actually.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good conversation. I appreciate it, Vivian.
It is. It is. Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
I appreciate the time.
Yep, absolutely.
Is it City Hall that we're going back to?
Yep, City Hall. Also, do not hesitate. Like, if you disagree with me, you know, or like you feel a certain way, don't feel like you can't tell me. Really?
No, I think I should be fine in that one.
Yeah. I think.
I like to, before I make my mind up on something, I like to hear it out. Unless it's strikingly like, holy shit, no.
Yeah, 100%. I think.
But even then, I'm still willing to hear someone out and stuff. So.
Yeah. I've always been you know, of the mindset of like, there's a time for discussion and then there's a time to like make a decision. And at the end of the day, like when a decision's made, not everyone's gonna be happy. Like, you know, and you gotta.
Oh no.
But you gotta move forward, and so you know.
Yep. No, I agree.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I don't really see my mind changing at this stage. I'll tell you like this. Up until recently, like I had my mind, like I wanted to do well by the PD, but like the problem is that the current LSPD structure is just incapable of I didn't know how bad it was.
Real quick,
Yes.
don't go through red lights, okay?
Well, it was green. I wondered why you were sitting at a green light. Are you sure?
No, it turned green while you went through the intersection. Oh my god!
Are you sure?
Oh my god!
Because I was
Yes,
wondering.
yes.
See, okay, I'll keep a lookout.
Oh my god!
Look at that.
Slow down! Oh my god, let's get you to
Yep.
City Hall before I delete it.
Jesus. Yeah, there's
Oh my god.
Someone's got their cars out right now.
Stop driving like a maniac, please. Thank you. Is here okay?
Yep, this is perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Nino. Yeah, you take care, okay?
You too. Stay safe.
See you later.